Okay, we're actually starting the recording now, and we're doing something special for the people that are here early. These are for the early birds. We're going to share some things, and we're going to start off with some iPad apps. And everyone at home, if you're listening to us on the internet, you should get yourself the internet worksheet, which you can get from going to iciworld.com. You click on seminars. At the bottom of that page, there will be called handouts, seminar handouts. And in the seminar handouts are these internet worksheets which you can take notes. And I'm suggesting that you write down some of these things that you see on the screen right now. You can go check these out on your own time. I could spend 1 hour on every single one of these apps that you see on the screen. The very first one is called Evernote. How many people here are using Evernote? Anybody in this room? Have you used it? Are you using it regularly? Okay. Evernote, once you start using it, you're going to wonder how you could live without it. And the reason is our brains. We can't remember everything. Believe it or not, Evernote can record anything that you're thinking. And you can categorize it. If you got to do something with the kids, you could say even the names of the kids. I got to do this, this, and this. Doctor's appointment, blah, blah, blah. You can mark that down. Or this is my grocery list. I can do my grocery list. I've got 2 clients today that I got to talk to. This is what I want to talk to them about. In my own business, you might want to do different things, marketing, who you want to call over the next month. Maybe you want Google AdWords, make a note. Evernote can track every one of your thoughts if you write it down. The beautiful thing about it, you can put it on your iPad, and if you mark it down on your Android, on your iPhone, what you're going to do is you can have your phone in front of you and go right to the app of, let's just mark it down here, it's under business for me, and I click on Evernote. Those are all my notes. How do I keep track of everything? When you've got, a major world service that's going on with programmers and instructors and support staff in the Philippines, the call center, all these things are going on. How do you keep track of it? Here it is, because I can't remember sometimes what I did 5 minutes ago, unless I write it down. And sometimes, does anybody wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and have a great idea? How many people in the room have a great idea at 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm not the only one? No. Good. Okay. And if you don't write it down, can you forget it by 8 o'clock in the morning? Yep. Yeah. Write it down right away. That's one thing I learned. Write your great ideas down. Come on in and make yourself at home. Write your ideas down right away. Evernote will start to organize and keep track of things, so you start, especially in our older years, sometimes we feel we're forgetting, but you can forget at any age, and it will help you. The next one is KeyPass Info. How many people have trouble keeping track of all their passwords? How many? Okay. KeyPass, I'm going to show you how I use KeyPass, and I'm going to go in here. There's a master password that you would put in. If you forget the master password, then you're in trouble, which I just did. Let's try it again. And bingo. Oh, great. Hang on 1 second. There we go. I'm in. Now, one of the services that I have is we operate a website, and we're operating a WordPress website right now. So I'm going to go to the login screen of my WordPress website. You'll see it there. There's my login name. I'm not worried about passwords because all the passwords are blocked out. If I go back to the app called KeyPass, and I go down to my WordPress login, and I just go Control-V, bingo, look at that. It puts it in automatically, and I'm logged into my website. You can do that with all your services, with your Gmail accounts and your Google and Treb and everything. It will remember them all, and guess what? You can bring it up right on your iPhones and on your Androids, iPads, the whole thing. So you can keep track of all your passwords. So that's another nice tool that you could be using. Let me close that, and let me close that. What else can you use from here? The next one on your iPad, and you can just write these down. These are also available online. You can see all of this if you're worried about writing them down. It's available in the PowerPoint. This PowerPoint presentation here, I have put it on the internet for you. It's available. I'll tell you where it is. This you should write down. www.iciworld.com. Click on Seminars and go down to the bottom of the page. I'll do it quickly just so you can make sure that you feel comfortable with this. Where's Internet Explorer here? Here we go. I'll open it. I'll just do it here. Click on Seminars at iciworld.com, and if I scroll down to the very bottom of the page, and I'm going to come down here, you're going to see Mastering the Powers of the Internet, PowerPoint. You click on that. It's exactly the same PowerPoint that you're looking today that we have here in this room. There's also a recorded version of what we're doing here today of some of the concepts that we're handling. There's also seminar handouts for people that are online. If you're seeing this in a recorded video, and I'm speaking to people in the future that view this recording, you can do the very same thing. The PowerPoint's there, the recordings are there, and the seminar handouts are there as well. Dropbox.com. Here's another fabulous program. Everyone should have it. Today, if I drop this computer on the floor and it broke, and I'm in a room with 50 people, it would be as if I'd be really stuck today. But because I have Dropbox on the internet and I put this presentation on the internet, I could use anybody's computer, including the computer that's over here. Hook up, go into Dropbox, click on my presentation, and keep right on going. It might take us 5 minutes. So Dropbox can keep all of your files backed up on this spot on the internet called Dropbox. When I take a picture, if I was to take a picture in this room, is there anybody here that would not want me to take a picture here today? Okay, I'm going to give you an example of what happens and what you can do with Dropbox. I think I just took a picture, okay? This is going to automatically upload it to Dropbox. And down at the bottom right corner of the screen, after a little while, Dropbox, because I have this computer synchronized with Dropbox, it's going to show up on my computer. Isn't that interesting? In other words, all the files that are on your computer, if you're worried about losing something, or you want to make them available on your iPad or other ways, I thought I had this all blocked down. I'm not going to be answering phones here. I'm just trying to make the what do you call it, the sound go down, and it doesn't seem to go right to the bottom for some reason. Let's try it one more time. There we go. Now it's on vibrate. So that's another program as Dropbox. Workspace Macro Pro. There's a very lovely program. Works on your computer. If you have repetitive keystrokes on the computer, you can set up little macro features that you press 2 buttons and it'll type in a whole paragraph. So let's say that you're sending emails to people, the same one over and over. Please send me information on that listing. Please send me information on that listing. You put your own name and you put your company name and your phone number. And you're doing that over and over and over. The same thing. Workspace Macro Pro, 2 buttons, boom, it types it right in for you automatically. So the session here today, it's about saving time. If you save time, you're saving money. Let's go to the next one. Magic, Jack, and Skype. Everyone has heard about these programs, and at one time we were using it, very little, but we used it, but then we had problems. If you made an international phone call, we were getting a busy signal. Anybody got busy signals with Magic Jack in the past in this room? Okay, I'm getting a few yeses. Well, today it's working better than ever. So what I have a little button called telephone that I have here, and I have all my little different telephone features that I kind of use, and one of them is Magic Jack, and it brings up the telephone. I dial a number. Has anybody got a phone number I can dial right now? Anything at all? 416 999 7070. Okay, and that should ring on your cell phone?
Yep.
Okay, let's see if it does. And I want to talk to you. Don't hang up right away. Placing a call, it's saying here. Give it a moment.
Yes.
Oh, is it working?
239 from Florida?
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I turned my sound down. That's
Yeah.
why. Oh, Sam, come on in. Grab a seat.
Sam, grab some more.
Okay, so that's, I don't know why
It's rerouted through the internet.
it's rerouted through the internet. That's an absolutely free call.
Yeah.
You can make this from any place in the world as long as you're on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in Paris, France, and you're in a restaurant, and they have Wi-Fi that's free. Why is it free in a restaurant?
Well,
They want you to come in and eat there, right? You can make a phone call free from any restaurant in Europe as long as they have Wi-Fi.
so you have to subscribe to both. You have to have a number from them.
You can just download it from the app. All of these are apps that you go to the Play Store. So if you have an Android and you go to the Play Store on the Android, and there's a little search button up here, you click on search and you type in the name of that app, all these apps that we're showing you here today. So you type those names in. You do the same thing on the iPhone as well. Okay, Instagram, another good program. Search inman.com for apps. That's a world real estate publication for licensed real estate salespeople. Inman.com, search apps, and you're going to find a whole bunch of real estate apps. Find your iPhone. If I lost my iPad or my iPhone, I can find it with the other iPhone. You log into your iTunes account, and on a GPS map, it will give you a general vicinity where that phone is. They've actually caught robbers who have stolen phones. And
my wife's phone.
there's an example right there.
At home, and somebody lifted your phone. At the way, from a reception.
From reception, somebody stole a phone. We're getting a story from someone in the audience.
We know who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Just sent a message, said, please kindly bring the phone back and put it in the mailbox, nothing will be said.
And it got back.
And the following day, before the day was over, the phone went back in the mail.
There you go, because you knew who it was because where it went.
We had the address.
They had the address right in the iPhone where that phone ended up. They sent them a message, leave the phone in the mailbox and we won't charge you.
You know what?
And it got the phone back. That's a very sophisticated way of doing it. I like it. Nicely done. Good examples, and you're welcome to bring up more. Next, speedtest.net. You should write this down. Everyone should write this down. Everyone should have a minimum of 5 megabytes download speed. Minimum. 5 megabytes download speed and 0.8 megabytes upload speed. You may not understand this right now, but when you go to speed test and you click on the little triangle, it will do a speed test of your computer through the router onto the internet, and it will measure that. And some of you are laboring. You're wondering, you click a button and you wait so long. You're waiting. How come? Well, it could be that your internet service provider, when they first give it to you, gave you the basic. But all of them, I'll tell you now, if you call up and complain and say, I'm thinking of switching, but can you fix me up faster and I'll be okay? Next thing you know, they do a few little tweaks at the office and bingo, you're going faster. For other people, you can have an option to pay an extra $5 or $10 a month and you get the faster speed. So that's something that you know. And when you can click, get a result, click, get a result, click, get a result, for the rest of your life, you're going to save time. We also have some apps from ICI World. So in other words, all of you can mark this down. Go to the Play Store, search ICI World. And when you go to ICI World and search, what you're going to end up seeing, and you install the apps, There's also a mobile one that you can install. You can mark this down. You go on Safari and go to iciworld.mobi. M-O-B-I. iciworld.mobi. There it is right there. You can see it there. If I click on that, this is going to come up. So no matter where you are in the land, any place in the world, people can search through ICI World for listings in Mississauga, Greater Toronto Area, any place in the world. And what they see, what comes up, is what you see on the screen. So if somebody wants something in commercial real estate in Mississauga, they can click on commercial real estate, they can click on the city on their mobile device, click on Mississauga, and if you want to sort them by price, you click on price, bingo, up comes the haves and wants in Mississauga, and you'll see from $10 million on down on your handheld device, just like that. If you're sitting with your customer in a restaurant, you can just click on it, and next thing you know, you can just click on that, and up comes the results on the screen. If you want to turn it sideways, people can see it a little clearer. Up they come. You click on one of these, the contact names and numbers come right on the screen for you. So you've got them, everything right in front of you. So that's the ICI World apps. What else do we have? Let's go down here. That's, by the way, down at the bottom right corner, ESET Node 32 antivirus. I would mark that down. That's the program I use. I notice a lot of people are using Norton, McAfee, and other programs like that. This one takes a smaller footprint of your computer, and that way it doesn't use as much memory, so your computer can be faster. ESET Node 32 antivirus. I've got it across all my computers. We got about 15 of them, and we use that. ESET Node 32 antivirus. If there's any questions that you have, you can save them for after the show. Write them down on a pad of paper that you have, your internet worksheet, and we can always talk about this more because we do have a lot of material to do within this 3-hour period for you. Okay, there it is down at the bottom right corner. You see that? ESET, Node 32 antivirus. No one should be using I don't use a free software program. I use one that updates itself automatically every single day. People are trying to get into your computers every day. It's just like walking down in the middle of Yonge Street, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Anybody could be there. That's what the internet is like. And I'm going to be showing you some problems on the internet here in a moment and how to be careful. If you're careful when you drive a car, you don't get into accidents. The next one here, that's apps in ICI World. Everyone should have that, and you tell everyone in your office. The snipping tool in Windows, that's a nice one. I've got it right there. There's the snipping tool. If I want to go ahead and give a new tool, and bingo, I can actually highlight this and snip that and save it. It's called a snipping tool. Isn't that neat? You can actually just copy anything that's on the screen. Every one of you have it. It's in your program, but sometimes we don't know. What you do, if you don't know where to find it, you go down to the bottom right corner, and you'll see how you can go up here on the right-hand side in Windows 8, click on Search, and type in Snipping Tool. You can find these tools right on your own computer. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Good question.
Even on the PDF font as well?
It'll copy anything on your screen. It'll just snip it, make it, and then you save it as a file. And some of the people at home that are listening to this on the internet, you can be using the snipping tool right now to snip these particular apps that you see on the screen. You can actually snip them. Now, I also use another program called Snagit, used by a lot of people that make presentations. It's a wonderful tool. A lot of the programs and the files and the PowerPoints and the images and everything that you see, we use Snagit on a regular basis. It's a little more powerful than the snipping tool. Now, I'll take 2 minutes for suggestions from people in the audience. If you have any suggestions of little apps that you think would be useful for everyone, and I would like to even mark them down. Does anybody have another app that they'd like to suggest that you use on a regular basis? Anyone at all?
Is anybody using Skype? No, not Skype, sorry, Vonage?
Vonage.
at home.
Would you believe Vonage is a fabulous service?
Yeah, I have a mobile as well. Can call 60 countries without paying for it.
There you go. Vonage, V-O-N-A-G-E.
First 6 months it costs $29. Then after that it's about $40. But your all the services are free, and you can download the app, go from your own phone number to this one. It's interlinked, and you can make note China, Hong Kong, wherever you want to go, free.
Now, you can even have it on your mobile phone,
Yeah.
and you can be making calls here with your mobile phone worldwide, and it'll get charged to your phone bill at home.
No, if it's a 60 countries, you're free.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Vonage. That's an excellent service, and you have full control of it through the internet as well.
And it doesn't matter where you go as well. As long as you got Wi-Fi there, in that part of the world, you can call those countries again.
Let's move on.
If you are a new customer, you can get 6 months free.
6 months free for a new customer.
Who want to sign up?
Now, everyone here, does anyone not know about Realtor.ca? Has anybody not been there? Anybody not know about Realtor.ca? Does anybody use it in their car when you're driving around customers? Who uses it in their car? Just one? That's it?
Not in the car, but with them.
I'm talking about when you're with them, driving around in a car, all of a sudden there's a home across the street.
Yes.
And they say, well, how much is that one? I'd like to go see that one. But it's $200,000 over their price range. Meantime, they're thinking they want to go see that one. You're showing them this one, but they're being pulled that way.
Yeah.
So their mind is at an impasse. That can hurt you. That can hinder you. So if you can pull out your iPad and right away and say, I'd like to see all the homes. Now, I have a little button here called Real Estate that has all my real estate apps in it. And there comes Realtor.ca on the screen. I wonder if I can even show this right here. Let's see if we can do it. I think I can try. Where does it say screenshot? Oh, webcam. That's it right there. Okay, share my webcam. Let's try it. And I don't know if we can see this right on the screen. Yes, we can. So there's a picture of Realtor.ca right on an I've got an Android Samsung device that I've got here. It's hard to kind of see it through the screen here because of the way the lighting is. Okay, so that's an experiment. In any event, I'm going to kind of shut that down there. And basically, I can click on this one right here, and even though I'm not a broker in the area, here's a home that's available for sale for $549,000 on Fenwick. I can be sitting in the car with a customer, and I can be showing them the photos, and right away, you've got all the interior photos of that particular home right while you're in the car with them. Is that giving people good service? Yeah. And would it be nice if it was on an iPad even bigger?
Yep.
Everyone should have an iPad in real estate. My little recommendation for what it's worth, and it helps you give good service. People will like it. Next thing you know, maybe you go for lunch and they say, can I see that home again? So you bring out your iPad and you show the pictures of the home. And those pictures are worth 1,000 words, more than what you could ever say to them. So those pictures, they're going to kind of like those homes and they're going to want to see them. And you, more than anything else, will be giving good service to those people. Next one, floorplanner.com. Particularly interesting, you can take a picture of a room, go back and redesign that room later. Floorplanner.com, magic plan. The Canadian mortgage app, yes, you can calculate mortgages and stuff, all kinds of things you can do with that, calculate incomes of people. Make site slunning with that program. People do mapping, whoever does mapping, especially in the country, might like that program. ArcGIS is what they call it. MyReco, that carries all your credentials for your RECO program that you belong to. TinyScan, ScanLife, you can make little barcodes for links that you would like people to kind of go to. So that's barcode stuff. Calculator Pro, Units Plus, how to convert anything, Adobe Reader, the Weather Network. So those are things that you can do. Yellow Pages, All these are amazing apps, are absolutely free in the App Store, and you can get them. One gentleman has Microsoft 365, which is the complete Office package, everything, Excel, Publisher, Word, everything on his iPhone device by paying $165, and he gets it for up to 8 people in his family. HPE Print, if you have an HP printer, I could actually have a document on my screen right now, and I can print it and send it. How do I print it? I send it directly to my computer by email. So you can send, right now, you can send something to your own printer. I got it. ICIWorld at hpeprint.com. Now I wonder what I'm going to be getting if I say that, what's going to come out. But yes, you can actually send something to my printer by email. The top CCIM commercial apps, there they are. Starts with the 10B financial calculator. Dropbox again is reemphasized again as something that a lot of CCIM professionals are using. LogMeIn Ignition remotely accesses work files, and you can do that with your iPad using LogMeIn. So you can, if you left your computer on. In fact, I even think it has a wake-up feature too, if I'm not mistaken. It'll wake it up if you need something off your home computer. The Analyst can help you analyze before and after tax real estate. You can do a 5-year spreadsheet projection. You can do it all in a matter of seconds and change the figures right while you're with your customers, and can show him how much money you're making. The biggest problem we have in real estate sometimes is the competition that we have with people in the stock market. What happens is that the stock market people are calling all people in your area that have a net worth of $250,000 and more, up to $1, $2, $5, and $10, and $100 million. The stock market people are calling them to get them to invest in the stock market. And I have a question for each and every one of you. Where did 90% of the millionaires in the world make their money?
Internet.
Real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Real estate.
Stock-
So now, if we could have a way, every single one of us, to show a picture to a doctor, to a lawyer, to a builder, to all of these different people, how much money that they can be making in real estate by buying this particular investment, you are now adding value to that person. You're showing them how they make money in real estate. A lot of times, has anybody ever shown a property and then the person says, well, I'd like to think about it? Anybody ever had that happen? All of us pretty well?
Yeah.
What if you could leave a nice presentation with them of how they make money, and let them take that presentation of how they make money, take that back to the family, take that back to their accountant, take that back to their colleagues, and let them look at it. Now, maybe they won't believe, or they differ with some of the interpretations on your assumptions. So you tell him, get the changes, and I'll make the changes. Maybe instead of offering $820,000, maybe you only offer $760,000 based on this. But you are the one that helps give value by showing them the before and after tax consequences of investing in any income-producing real estate. And in order to understand that, I'm going to recommend that you all take a course, and you can write this down. This course is called CI 101. You should write that down, CI 101. And you can get information from 2 websites. One is called ccim.com. By the way, Sam, don't go far because you're on right after the apps. And I'm coming to the end of the apps.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay, good. And same thing for Joey. Welcome over. And you'll see the CCIM Institute come up here. I'm recommending every single licensed real estate person in the world should take CI 101. Even if you're strictly 100% residential, you should take CI 101. It will help you analyze before and after tax real estate. Where can it come in handy? Well, I start by asking the residential people, when you sell a home, how many years is it before they buy another home? On an average. Just throw me out some number of years. 7? 5? 5 to 8? Okay, 5 to 8 years. You hope that they come back to you in the 8th year and say, can you please sell my home? I'd like to buy another one. But what if you could have somebody that is buying 2 properties a year for the next 8 years? Would you like that to one person? If you have an investor, this is what can happen. That's why a lot of people in this room are working with an investor, that they can say, I found another good property, I think it's a good one. Soon as you've built that integrity, that rapport of how you can help them analyze and make money, they're going to listen right away. Also, if you understand how to calculate before and after tax consequences of investing in any income-producing real estate, retail, office, industrial, residential, a duplex, a triplex, a 100-unit building, and you know how to analyze it from CI 101, taking that first course, you're going to find that they don't want to buy another property without calling you. They're going to say, you know, I'm thinking of this property. Can you do an analysis for me on this property? And if it's good enough, I want to make an offer. So bingo, you get all the figures, you put it all in, and you show them how they're going to make money or not making money. Next thing you know, they don't want to analyze another property or buy another property without your personal input. They will be calling you to study the investments that they're making in real estate. You will come out of CI 101 with that kind of knowledge. The website that you go to is ccim.com. It's called CI 101 and it's investment analysis. Yes. Yes. You've taken it? Excellent. Excellent. And then the spreadsheet, there's a nice spreadsheet in there, an Excel spreadsheet that helps you plug in all your figures. The other website that you can go to is ccimcanada.com. And you'll notice I mentioned everyone in residential real estate should take this. And the reason is duplexes and triplexes, that's investment. Yes, it's residential, but it's investment too. So you're already doing ICI if you're doing duplexes, believe it or not. Now, the Central Canada chapter has a website called ccimcanada.com. You can write that down, www.ccimcanada.com. And you can get more information on that. I happen to be the membership chairman. I'd like to invite you all out to the meetings. On Thursday, you're going to see that there's a special meeting at the Toronto Real Estate Board. Loan to value. How much can you borrow in 2015? And it elevates your understanding of how to effectively finance real estate transactions. There's a gentleman from First National Financial. His name is, he's the Senior Vice President of Commercial Mortgages, Jeremy Wedgbury. And Jeremy will share his insights onto how they think about, how they come up with how much they can loan on different properties. So now that when you start to talk to other people, you're going to sound very knowledgeable, because if you go to one of these sessions, you will learn some of the underwriting processes and get people to understand it. Let's move on. Those courses are coming to the Toronto Real Estate Board and area from time to time, but a lot of the brokers end up taking these courses any place in North America. The courses are the same no matter where they are in the world. Other apps that brokers from CCIM are recommending: SpringPad, air sharing, built-in support that you can actually just hold your iPad and print directly to your printer. Google Earth, it's free, good reader, and some of these other ones here that you'll see here are other apps that you could be using. And those are the ones that are on ICI World, the apps that you see there. And that's it for apps. Any questions on apps at the moment? If you have any suggestions on apps, I'm going to give you an email address that you can email us, because I love hearing from you. This is how we get a lot of ideas what you're using. You can mark this address down, and it's called customerservice@iciworld.com. Now, saving keystrokes for the rest of your life. I see a lot of people starting to type in a website address. And because we're working with thousands of salespeople one-on-one with the internet, and we see how sometimes you're struggling on the keyboard to try to type things and do things. and then it gets it wrong, and then you got to do it. So then you put it in your favorites, and then you got to go through the list of favorites to find the website that you're looking for. I'm going to show you something that is really neat. Up here, you're going to see this is called a favorites bar. If I want to go to our Eventbrite program, which most of you registered through, you're going to find that there it is. It comes right up. If I want to go to Google, I'll click on Google right there. I never typed anything. I haven't typed one thing. If I want to go to our main website, we can go right there. Bingo. It should come right up. There we go. And then if I want to see a list of a whole bunch of websites in Kingston, which I built previously, I can make it into this drop-down box. This is called a group. If I go down here, open in tabs, I could open up 20 websites within the next 15 seconds just by clicking on open in tabs down here at the bottom. So instead of having to go to favorites and kind of look things up all the time, you can put your top favorite websites right at the top. Is the weather important? Yeah, there it is. There's weather coming up right away. So it's one click away from never having to type in. I recommend your top 10 or 15 favorite websites, Toronto Real Estate Board, your own website, those kinds of things. Put them all on your favorites bar. Don't worry, people, if you don't know how to do it yet. Google has a way to do it. All of the different browsers have different ways to do it. Internet Explorer, etc. And if you need help with it, just give us a call. We're happy to kind of help you. Okay, let's move on. Coming close there, Joey and Sam. All righty. Now, security on the internet. You know, there's a lot of problems on the internet. There's over $1 billion that has been stolen from people in North America by thieves, literally thieves. Some of them consider themselves Robin Hood. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. And we hear about the Nigerian scammers and all these other kinds of people around the world. But it's getting more than that. So what we have built is a public service for everyone in this room, everyone that's going to ever listen to this video. And I'm going to suggest that you go to iciworld.com, you click on About, and you look for the word security. And what you're going to see on this page is a public service for the real estate industry. And this is by no means a definitive report on everything that can go wrong, but I'll tell you there's a lot of stuff in here. And it's going to make you a lot wiser, because a lot of people have suffered some serious problems, serious financial losses because of what has happened on the internet. Because it was like when we first drove a car, some people got training, but you had to learn to drive and, you know, get a few scratches and a few bumps and make a few wrong turns and a few mistakes to learn. When you do that on the internet, it can be very expensive. That Canada's new anti-spam legislation, if you have mailing lists that are substantial, you've got 3 years to grandfather them. You can read about it right there. But inside of those 3 years, you got to have a double opt-in. You got to have people confirming to receive your email. Microsoft Safety and Security Center, Canty Anti-Fraud Centers. These are all links that you can put or check on when you go to this particular page. We cannot possibly, I could spend 3 hours on this one page alone. I can show you Nigerian scammers in videos on 2020, that program that's on late night on Friday night on television, how the people have come in and tried to scam them the money, and the 2020 did a sting operation and caught them and confronted them. And the person turned around, said he was sorry, and now he helps people catch them. So there's some really interesting things that are going on. And if you're on the internet and you haven't heard of the princess in Nigeria that has $20 million and she's going to split half of it with you right today, if you just give her $50,000 so she could pay somebody to get it. Those are the kind of things going on, but some people don't know about them, so I'd like to cover that, and you know about there's a lot of scams going on. If it's too easy, too good to be true, it probably is something wrong with it. Now, you'll find that there's some of the riskiest cities. Here's one right now. Burlington, Ontario. Why is it the riskiest city? Because everybody leaves their computers on. The kids are upstairs in the bedroom leaving the computers on. Everybody's got their computers on, And nobody's paying any attention to security. People can get into your computers if you're not careful. And then if they do, they can end up putting a keystroke logger on your computer, and if you're doing the banking from your computer, they could actually keystroke those login procedures that you're going through. You got to be very careful on this stuff. So be careful on that. And there's other programs from fraud experts. Each of you have also been trained with FISCO, the Financial Services in Ontario, to be careful of mortgage fraud and how to identify people and all those kinds of things. This applies throughout the internet, and there's a whole long list of things to do. What I'm going to do very briefly is to help you with your passwords. I'm going to do a password test right now, and I'm going to test people in this room. How strong is your password? So I'm going to ask for somebody in the room to volunteer and make up a password. Unless you want to give me your bank password. Would you like to give me your bank password so I could test it? Okay.
No.
Make up a name. Somebody give me a password. Make up a password, a simple password that maybe you've used now or in the past. Give me a password, and we're going to do a password strength test. Can anyone give me just make up a password?
Ron Ashwood at Remax.
Okay. Okay, using your email address as a password.
Well, actually, it's .on.microsoft.com.
Okay, Ron
Ashwood.
Ashwood. So you're actually using an email address as a password.
No,
No.
Microsoft created one.
Okay. And they
keep going, Remax.
Ron Ashwood.
Remax.
Now, so far, what percentage are we up to, people? You'll see on the screen that we're up to 10%. You see that?
Yeah.
We're up to 10%. Okay, what was the rest of it, Ron?
Remax.
At?
No, just keep
Just Ron Ashwood Remax.
performance.
Performance. Yeah.
Dot.
Bingo, what happened? Watch, if I take away the period, 27% strength. Put in a period, all of a sudden, it strengthened up the password. Go ahead, keep going. ON, dot, another dot, Microsoft. Bingo, you're at 100%. Now you could probably remember that because it's a lot of typing, that's for sure. The point is, let's go and try another one. Anybody else on this side of the room has a password we could try? Anyone?
I have a number sign.
Okay, the number sign is very good to be using.
Then have Sahil, S-A-H-A-L.
S-A-H-A-L.
I-N.
Okay, this is just a test, so it's okay. I-L. 1992. Now he's at 72%, right? Can you see that 72 from back there, or is that getting a little... Oh, you can. Okay, very good. All right, now...
Kept the letter in there, whatever you...
Now, let's do that. Let's take the A, or let's take the L, or the A, for instance, change it to a capital. Bingo. In other words, if you can use capital letters and those little characters over top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
use some of those characters and capitals, you're going to have a stronger password. Now, you're going to see that there's another test here. And the other test happens to be a phishing test, which I'm not going to do. I just wanted to get your curiosity going so you can see. If you don't know what phishing is, it's almost like not knowing what a stop sign is driving a car. You must take that phishing test. You must learn what phishing is. There's people that are fooling everybody. And if you take the phishing test, you will start to learn how not to get fooled. I recommend everyone take that.
Who's big as the banks? Bank frauds.
Bank frauds and all of that. And there's actually articles in this page here from TD Canada Trust and CIBC and some of the other banks, Wells Fargo, and they're going to have lots of tips in here for you to be careful with your own computer. Very important, people. This could be a 3-hour to a 1-day program. That's all I'm going to cover now. You can go to icrworld.com, click on About, click on Security, and pass it on to all your family members. I would even, on a weekend, connect your laptop to your TV and go through it with all your family members about this and find out about things. You might find out that some people have been compromised. Okay, let me just click on that. Okay, security page, please click here. So you could go to this one here, icrworld.com/security. That's another way to kind of get there. Okay, let's just move on. Okay, today's session about how to work exclusive real estate information. Very special, it's unique in the world today. And when we do these seminars, come on up. And the reason I'm having you come up is I'm speaking through this particular module here so that everyone on the internet can kind of hear me. So if you could stand beside me, they'll be able to kind of hear me. We have sponsors for ICI World to do these seminars. As you know, it's a free seminar for you. And Sam, my good friend, Sam DeCaria, welcome up, Sam.
Thank you, Gary.
Sam is building a major development in Kitchener. And remember I said before that 90% of the millionaires made it in real estate. We're just going to take about 3-4 minutes and tell you about a particular investment that they have going that all of you can get involved with, or either selling it or getting involved with it yourself as well. And I'm going to let them talk about it. There are some of the things that I thought were very, very good about it. I've done a little bit of research about it, but I'm going to let Sam and Joey talk about it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gary, for inviting us in here. So we've connected through CCIM. In my case, I go back all the way to 1980 when I first took that class. So we're huge volunteer supporters of CCIM. As Gary mentions, great investment knowledge, best in the world. So if you folks can even take an introductory course, and then there may be some, or maybe all of you that will go all the way through it. So that's great info. That's our common connection with Gary, and then we just became good friends. So Joey's our marketing director. She's is this on?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's going to go through the particulars with regard to the pro forma numbers. This is a development in the city of Kitchener. We've been involved there for about 5 years. It's a 16-acre infill site, largest of its kind in the region of Waterloo. We purchased the site from a good friend of mine that assembled it over a 30-year period. And the way I reference the site for easy understanding is that it's about a 10-minute walk to the new Google head offices. I think most of you will have seen in the media that Google's opening about a 200,000 square foot office at King and Victoria area. Literally about a 10-minute walk from our site. And our development is approximately 900 units, includes 220 townhomes. These are lots that we sold to Lasani Homes. Lasani Homes, they're from Hamilton. They build about 500 homes or so a year. And the mid-rise condo units that Joey's going to speak to you more about, there's about 700, and we may be increasing the density to about 800 units. We're currently coming out of the ground with the first, it will be 2 buildings, a 4-story building, and the second building was to be a 4-story building, but because of the building code changes that some of you may have also picked up in the media, effective January 1st, we can build with wood, right, above grade to 6 floors, so something that they've been doing in British Columbia for a number of years and then Europe. So with regard, Joey will also give you the sales numbers to date. We're over 100 units sold, and we would like to include you folks in the sales program, and we'll give you some good reasons to participate. Joey, can I hand it over to yourself?
Yep, I'm just going to try and get onto the website so we can actually see the distance between the site itself and where Google is.
We're big fans of the Waterloo-Kitchener market generally. My home is in Etobicoke. It's about a 1-hour drive door to door. Those of you who are in Mississauga will be that much closer.
Okay.
But the reason why we like Kitchener-Waterloo is the fundamentals of real estate are predicated on jobs. And Kitchener-Waterloo has some of the best job offerings anywhere in Canada because they're high-tech based. If we have a Silicon Valley anywhere in Canada, mini Silicon Valley, it's there. And why? Because of the universities there, right? University of Waterloo, global recognition, Laurier University, Conestoga College, 100,000 students. And that's where the future is, a knowledge-based economy. That's why we're there. That's why Google's there, and some of Canada's leading high-tech firms are in that area, because they feed off of the students that are supplied to them from the universities. So,
Yep, I'm good.
Joy, do you want to
Yep.
take it from there?
Joey, just before you say anything.
Sure.
They've also brought a number of booklets here. If anyone's interested in a booklet, just hold up your hand and we'll give you one. Go ahead, carry on then, Joey.
Okay, so I'm going to move this because it's in my way. All right. So Sam was saying how far we are from the general amenities from the schools. So the flag for Victoria Commons, like right there. So we take up 16 acres. The entire city block basically is ours, which gives us a lot more control on what we build. So you know if your clients are buying something with a clear view, it's going to stay a clear view, as opposed to you pay the premium for a clear view and then suddenly they stick another building in front of you. So us being here, the GO and the VIA are already running. So from here during rush hour, you'll be able to take the train to downtown Toronto. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes, which isn't bad considering you're not really driving. You could be sleeping on the train. They're also moving the major transit hub from this location right here over to here. So this is going to be one mega transit center. Us from here to here, or sorry, well, the other way around. Us from here to here is about a 10-minute walk, so it's about a kilometer. The Google new office is going in here, which again is 10 minutes. It currently is over here, so it's not that far away to begin with. So these guys, Google takes up the whole second floor of the Tannery building. So they're going to move out of here, move over to here, have about 185 square feet, which is a lot bigger, 4-story building. If you drive by there, you're going to see it under construction. Now we do have the University of Waterloo and Laurier very close to us, about a 15-minute bus ride, 8-minute car ride. But our main focus isn't really the students for rentals. Our main focus would be the tech guys that are here in the Tannery building in Google, over in Christie Digital, which is 2 minutes away from us. And if we're talking about students, the postgrads. So the guys who've gone through the undergrad, who got in for School of Pharmacy and for medicine at McMaster University. That is all in this little block right here. So this building alone houses 960 students and staff. And one of the professors told me not to say it. I hope she's not on your network. She's in here. she's working in here, and she bought a unit. They just told me don't tell my students. So what we're aiming for is a lot of the professionals, young, old teachers that are going to be working in this area to be living over here. We also have 2 major hospitals. One's for oncology, the other's for cardiology. It's St. Mary's and Grand River Central, right? It's Grand River General. So we have we also have a pharmacist in there that will be moving over to here. The project itself, Sam was saying, we've got quite a bit of selection in sizes. We've got 12-story buildings, 8, 6, and 4. So 4 being the first, 6, then the 8s are going to be right around the piazza. We're building a general park for the entire community where there will be commercial space around. We haven't launched a commercial space, but I guess when we do, Sam is going to call you. So this would be what the first building is going to look like. It will have a brick exterior with a bit of glass and steel.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Go ahead.
I understand in the first phase you've sold about 98 units, is that correct?
Well, we sold 90-ish percent, 92%. I have 6 units left in phase 1, and I do have I do have the price list up here.
Okay.
Sorry. Ooh. And phase 2, because we're increasing the density, we're at about 50% sold.
Okay, that's good. Now, the interesting thing about investment in real estate, in the bank, people are getting 1% and 2% right now. And there's a lot of people with a lot of money that's just sitting in the bank. Would you say it's not working if it's sitting in the bank? Would you agree with that? Here's an investment that the projected returns, the guarantee, you actually have a sort of a warranty guarantee on the first year?
We have a guarantee on these 2 years, actually.
On the first 2 years of how much?
Well, we're over 10%, actually.
Over 10%. So here's a piece of real estate you can own yourself. You can have your own title. They rent it out, and they're going to guarantee you 10%. This is a 10% return. Now, whenever you have a rental accommodation, you want to make sure it's not in a war zone. If you have rental accommodation that's in a bad place, you're going to have trouble with tenancies, with credit vacancies, and bad tenants. And some of us in this room are shaking their heads because we know about it. But here's a place where you have people that are studying pharmacy.
Yeah, pharmacy, medicine, and mostly the tech workers now.
And the Google campus. These are high caliber type people that are earning a lot of money. So this is a relatively, if there ever was a good investment of good tenants to be, this is a spot that you could basically put your money away and have a passive, what we call a passive investment in this business.
Yeah, in the general area that we're building, the average income per capita is about $80,000. All these students are coming out of Waterloo, out of Laurier, who've got really brilliant ideas to build, the next latest, God knows what gadget. They're starting at about $60,000 with these high-tech companies, and they haven't even graduated yet. That's why in the Blue Book, it explains the program. We are giving away 2 years rental guarantee, 2 years, condo fees, and 2 years property management, meaning we'll rent it out for you. Your clients basically have to get their mortgage together and remember to put in their checks. That's about it. We'll send you the checks from the developer so you know it's not going to go NSF. You know it's going to be on time. And for the 2 years, we'll put a tenant in there. We'll move the tenant in and out if there is a switchover. And let's say after the first 2 years, the guy decides, you know what, I like the place. I'm going to stay for another year. We'll just take that tenant, give it right to your client. And then you guys either can take it over the management portion, rent it out for them afterwards, or do the checks for them. Or you can enroll in another property management program that we will have on the site. That way, again, it goes into, being passive. You don't have to manage it. You don't have to run out there to rent it out, to make sure it's clean. You get a call in the middle of the night, the toilet's plugged. You don't get any of that because we're going to take care of all of that for you. The first 2 years is free. Afterwards, there will be a fee if you want to enroll back into it. Or if your client says, you know what, it made good money, I want to sell it. You own the title to it just as if it was a regular condominium, you can sell it. You can move your family into it. So we do have 2 programs going on. If you're an investor, you go into the rental program. If you're an end user, we do have $10,000 upgrade plus first year condo fees free for you. So end users, they can move in. Investors will rent it out for you.
What a wonderful wealth of knowledge here from her, isn't it? All I'm now going to suggest, and one of the reasons we got back behind it, this particular sponsor, is because all you have to do is ask her to come and make a presentation. So today, I'm saying, would you consider having her make a presentation to you or to other people that might want to invest, whether you have this presentation in Kitchener or she will come to your place of work or your residence if you have people that are interested and make a presentation there for you. If you simply send your customer to her, I understand you have a special program for everyone in this room. What is that?
Yes, for all the
These are all licensed real estate brokers and salespeople.
Okay, good. So we can talk about commissions. We are paying 4% commission. So we would like you to accompany your clients because usually you have a relationship with them. You know what they're looking for. You know what their worries are, what they like and what they don't like. We do have a sales office out in Kitchener, right on the site. I do have salespeople in there that takes care of the general local market, but I can meet you out there. All you have to do is just call me. I think you have my number on there. That's my cell phone. You can text me, call me, and I can meet you out there, show them around, do the offers right then and there. You don't have to prepare the offers. You just have to do your own FinTrack.
How does that sound? So $50,000 investment, 2 years down the road, you picked up $10,000 already just in 2 years rental. You're making a 4% commission, helping your clients, helping yourself. Get involved yourself as well. I want to thank you very much for coming out.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay, very good. Joey, thanks to Joey and Sam for coming out.
So, I'll come over and answer your question.
Okay.
So if you want the updated performance, they're here. If you want a price list, the red one is for phase 2, the blue one's for phase 1, and all the books are laid out here and in the box.
Now,
Yeah, I have the price
there's
list.
a telephone number. You should all mark it down.
That's my cell phone.
Mark it down. Joey's right to the head honcho down there to help market these units. There's her number, 416-882-2112. Give her a call, set an appointment anytime. Have her come down, make an appointment. There it is on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, just to reaffirm what Gary was saying earlier regarding the CCIM seminar, the upcoming Thursday, because I've been involved in part in organizing the speaker. It's going to be very exciting. Toronto Real Estate Board, a lot of substantive information that you can carry with you as you're interacting with your clients.
How many people would be interested to come to the CCI meeting at the Toronto Real Estate Board on Thursday? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 or 7 people from this room that would like to come.
There's info on your website, I think, right?
There is.
Yeah.
In fact, if you want, I can show that real
Is it
quick
a
right
nominal,
now.
Amount, I think it's $20 or something like that, Gary. I'm not even certain what the membership is.
Here it is there. There's the information on the website for that particular meeting.
Thank you.
There it is. ccimcanada.com. There's the meeting on that information on that meeting. You're all invited. It's great networking, and for people that want to learn commercial real estate, it's great to start coming out to these meetings. That's how I got started.
Yeah, that's okay. Thanks, Jerry. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Shuffling around.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, help yourself and you can carry on. This is a money-making seminar, and money-making in many different ways. How I evaluate what goes on at these seminars is if there's something here that can make each and every one of you some money, I will cover it in one way, shape, or form. Or I'd like to cover it if I find that it's interesting for you. Okay, let's move on. Okay, cell phones. That's a good time to do it after it's rang a few times. I've done that. I'm going to have you open your books now. If everyone could take your blue books and open them up onto page 2. And this is an agent handbook. I'm calling it the beginning of the age of the information listing service in our business. I don't know anyone else doing it quite like the way we're doing it. We're quite unique in terms of working exclusive information. You'll see one of the things, I think it's at the back of the room in the middle. You'll see that there's 30,000 listings at the back of the room in the middle on that purple sheet. 30,000 listings. 75% of them are exclusive, not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. They're all being put on, a lot of them by members of the Toronto Real Estate Board, namely the people in this room. There's quite a few members in the room. Go ahead, question. Oh, that's for the book. Okay, very good. Carry on. Now, you're going to see the websites and you're going to see widgets. Widgets are one of the most powerful tools to trigger leads today. Some people don't have very many listings on their website, maybe 1, 2, or 3. And you're wondering why you're not getting calls. How would you like to have instantly thousands of listings on your website, also structured in a way that you get the calls? Now, you might have thousands of listings on your website now, but if a customer visits your website and they see an address of one of those listings that are presently on your existing website, is it possible the customer might drive by the property first before calling you? And if they drive by the property first before calling you, is it possible they might see the sign from the other broker on the front of the property? Yeah. And if they see the sign on the front of the property, is it possible they might call that other broker and end up doing a deal with that other broker? Yeah. And I have a question for you. Does that other broker call you back to say thank you? No. Doesn't even know about it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you don't have these other listings on your website, because your customers will call you back. Your own customers will say, these are 4 MLS numbers. I'd like to go see them on Saturday. Can you set it up? I'm not talking about those people that will always deal with you. I'm talking about new clients, new prospects, people immigrating to your area, whether it be in Canada here, but I'm speaking to a world audience from Florida to San Diego to Vancouver. Doesn't matter. There's people coming into your area, and if they go to your website, wouldn't it be nice if they had to call you on some listings? This we're going to be covering in a little bit of detail here coming up, how you can have widgets. This is on page 2 of your document, widgets for the website. Now, if we go to page 3, you'll see a site map, the people that are online right now. If you ended up going to iciworld.com and clicking on for members, you could click on number 3 and go down and click on one of the websites that says Mississauga, and you would see what we're looking at. The site map is at the bottom of ICI World to find things, but let's move on to page 4. And you'll see a number of esteemed gentlemen and ladies who are teaching in the real estate business, people that have been teaching at AREA and different real estate boards, teaching courses, Judy Casimir, for instance, teaching the commercial course, and Connie Allen, she's been now down CCIM, and a CIPS member down in Florida, and Gary Clausen, just a wonderful man. I've had the privilege of spending some good time with Gary and helping to design even the slides that we see here today, teaching courses at AREA and otherwise, and understanding what's happening with information in the business. Up until now, we have not been able to work exclusive information on an industry-wide basis until this kind of a service is coming about. Now, how do we know that this service is producing? How do we know that you're taking your time out of your busy day to come here to learn about this stuff? Well, it has a lot to do with testimonials. And on the third page, you're going to see, or on the fifth page, 5, for instance, I'm going to jump to that right now, if I could, and you're going to see testimonials. On page 5, you see about 3, but if you go to the, excuse me, the internet, you'll see that if you go to iciworld.com and click on testimonials, you're about to see 50 pages of testimonials. I call these people the leaders on the internet. These are the cutting edge people. These are the people that got on, didn't make a deal right away, didn't make a sale right away, might not even have got a lead right away. But they stuck with it because they saw the potential. They saw where this service is going. If everybody in the world theoretically put their information in one spot, bingo, you have instant connections. That becomes the market. If you don't get connections, it's something that maybe you're not doing, or maybe the kind of product you have, and you can judge it from that, whether it's good or bad. At least you have feedback from other people in the industry. Here's a gentleman sold $11 million shopping center. We have people that have put shopping centers on the real estate board and got 4 calls, and they put it on ICI World and got 30 calls. Now, if I didn't tell you that, no one else is telling you that. Somebody has to tell you some of these things so that you know that there's a lot of good connections from people that are hardworking, trying to make a living for their families, just to make connections so we can, keep the families going and pay our bills. You'll see Leo O'Hara, he's been selling property, medical buildings being sold, just wonderful connections made, quietly going about their business. You just make a connection, you put something, somebody gives you a call. We don't even know. I don't know who's calling you. You just quietly go off and do your own deal with these people. These are all listings that are not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. And today, with the advent of the internet, it's moved into residential real estate. Residential real estate, you're going to find there can be a lot of exclusive information, more than you can believe. And you can start with companies like good companies out there like PropertyGuys.com and ComFree and others who are catering into these for sale by owner type services. There's a special way to work with all for sale by owners in the business, and I'm going to show you that today as well. Here you've got a lady like Doreen Francis. I'm going to show you how she was able to make $54,000 within 90 days of learning 3 special questions, and that's one of the heart of today's session. If you take out these 3 special questions today that I'm going to share with you, you can end up making a lot of money this next year, and it will surprise everybody, and you'll be surprised at how easy it can actually be as well, and how well that people receive it that you're dealing with. So I wanted to show you all of these deals that are going on here today. These are the people doing it. And if you haven't done deals, we're going to cover why you haven't. There's a lot of people in the industry that says, I didn't make any money. I was on it for 3 months and I said, forget it. I'm going to show you exactly the reason why they didn't. And it's too bad, because if you have a flat tire in your car, you don't give up the car. You get it fixed. You get the flat tire fixed. So they never gave us a chance to talk to them to help them. I'm appealing for them to come back and learn what they didn't do, and I'm going to share that with you today as well. Now, as we go through the book that you have there in front of you, that's on page 5, which was the testimonials. You go on to page 6, and you're going to see ICI World for Residential Real Estate Professionals. There's a lot of exclusive information in the business. There's some companies in Toronto that specialize in nothing but exclusive information. And part of the reason is some people that have $1 million and $2 million and $10 million homes do not want pictures of all the interior belongings that their family heirlooms all the pictures of them plastered all over the internet. They don't want that. They don't mind giving it to one person who's sincerely interested in their property, but some people want things done on a very quiet, exclusive basis, and I'm going to show you how that can be worked. Also, there's a lot of FSBOs out there. I'm going to ask everyone in this room, and you can put up your hand. Has anyone ever said to you, I'd like to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission? How many people in this room have had that happen? Is there anybody in the room that has not had it happen? Not had it happen. Basically everyone in this room. The only people that it hasn't happened are the ones that are getting started in real estate and haven't talked to anybody yet. As soon as they start talking, they'll start getting people that are saying this. I'm going to show you how to work with every single one of those people. Get excited, because there's a nice way to do it. And then we talk about for commercial. You know, what we're doing, people, we've been doing in commercial real estate for 40 years, not just for the internet. We were doing this before the internet. How many people here do commercial, were doing commercial before the internet? How many people in this room? Were we doing exclusive real estate before the internet?
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So this is nothing new for the commercial brokers, but it is new for a lot of the newer brokers that are coming in the business and the ones doing residential, and also some for the commercial brokers that are here now too, working this kind of business. Part of the reason some people haven't done it is because they've been burned. They've been hurt. They tried to do an open or an exclusive listing, and somebody went around behind their back. In the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye to Joey and goodbye to Sam.
I'm going to Kitchener now, so
On
you
the
guys
way
want
to
to join me?
Kitchener. And I'm suggesting you just book an appointment with them and get a nice presentation. For you or your clients, you all have a sphere of influence with people with a lot of high net worth. Why not take $50,000 or $100,000 and buy one or two of these condos and let them manage them, let them sit there and double in price over the next 10 years or whatever is going to happen. So you get the returns on your money today plus the capital appreciation. So when we mention 10% that you're getting in this particular investment, that's not including the capital appreciation of the property.
No, it appreciates about 3.9 the first year, and then 3 to 4% year over year.
So, you know, there's great demographics there. If you want a good spot, a safe spot in Canada, and I'm now speaking through this particular seminar to everyone in the world that's going to see this particular presentation recorded on the internet, there's a spot. Give Joey a call. And Joey, good luck on all that stuff. Sam, see you on Thursday. You can leave. How many people are interested in the larger pamphlets there?
Did they get any yet?
Okay. Somebody that, just go ahead and give them out now. Okay? And we'll see you on Thursday, Sam. So now in commercial real estate, we've been, this service actually started out of a group of brokers and salespeople just like this room. Somebody would stand up and say, I have a lawyer who has a customer who's interested in buying a $1 million property. I have somebody that I know, an accountant, who they have an investor who really wants to sell their $1 million property. Well, that's a piece of information. I call this the gold that is on the internet, and I'm going to be showing you how to work that. And this service that I'm bringing to you today and to the residential real estate industry, and it's working good in residential, I'll show you here in a minute, all on exclusive information, is coming from the commercial real estate industry. If we move on to number 8, page 8 in your books here, you're going to see that there's widgets for your website. You know, the moment you put these widgets on your website, the very next person that sees any one of these thousands of properties, just by putting a couple of little widgets on your website, they see a property, they cannot click on the message numbers, they have to call you. I'll be showing you that in a moment. Very powerful tool. And then you have mobilized websites, and that's on page 9. Why is that important? Well, mobilized websites are the newest revolution that are on the internet. And if I can find my phone, here it is right here. You could be sitting in a Kelsey's. And if you could you can call people when they're on the phone with you. You can say, go to my website. And when they go to your website on their mobile phone, a beautiful photo comes up. And they can search from your website and see listings on their mobile phone. Why is it important on a mobile phone? Because there are now more mobile phones on the planet Earth than there are people on the planet Earth. That's over 7 billion phones. How many people here have 2 or more phones? They're not using, maybe the past ones, almost everybody. There you go. Okay, and then we move on to, that's mobilized websites. We'll cover that, why that's so very important. People are going to be paying you $5, $10, $15, $20,000 commissions. They want you to be plugged in with this stuff. It's realtors with technology that are kind of succeeding in today's day and age. Now, for the page 10 and 11, theoretically, if some of you deem fit, kind enough to join the service, and if you wish, there's a login, training, and support. It's all one-on-one support. We go one-on-one support. At one time, we used to be big groups, but we were going too fast for some, too slow for others. Now we go at your own pace. However fast you push the mouse, that's how we go. And we relax and we have fun with you. That's what it should be about, especially in some of our older years. All right, statistics. And we're going to get into that. There's some of it. You can review this stuff. It's on page 12. You'll see that we've got people from 138 countries of the world coming in on a regular basis. And then what is a CCIM? We were talking about that earlier. That's on page 13. And then before you leave, there's the internet worksheet. Everyone has a separate copy to make notes. And the evaluation sheet, please fill in the evaluation before you leave today. I really like to get your feedback on how you enjoyed the seminar, what you got out of it, and the questions that are on the evaluation. The evaluation sheets are in these documents that you have here. Every one of you has a copy of those. And on the very back, we'll cover that application at another time. All right, let's move on. Now, myself, you'll see that I've been a realtor since 1972, so that's going over 40 years. It's hard to believe in the business, but it's been a wonderful business, and I still love it right to this day. I'm charged up, and tell you the truth, I'm not working. Right now, I'm not working. I'm enjoying my life. So I enjoy being with all of you, okay? And it's just wonderful, and I wish the heck we could grow to be 200 years old, if we could, just to keep on going. Now, even though I've been a broker, I would like each and every one of you to consider us as a personal marketing and information assistant to each and every one of you. We're specialized in doing that. You might specialize in a farm area or residential or businesses or something. I'm specializing in helping real estate brokers and salespeople take advantage of the internet, and I'm thoroughly enjoying going through life with each and every one of you. Now, you'll see up at the top the term realtor, and down at the bottom left the term CCIM. The CCIM designation, of which I happen to be a CCIM, comes from the National Association of Real Estate. The National Association of Real Estate is located on North Michigan Way in Chicago. The term realtor comes from the National Association of Real Estate from Chicago. They license it to the Canadian Real Estate Association. So we're all realtors from the Canadian Real Estate Association. It originally came from the National Association of Real Estate. The CCIM Institute is a division of the same National Association of Realtors. That's where CCIM comes from, and they confer a designation where you complete 5 courses and you have so much portfolio of transactions, and you can get your CCIM designation. That's where that kind of comes from. Now, so we're suggesting that everyone that wants to consider doing some investment real estate with their existing clients, their sphere of influence, consider taking at the very minimum CI 101. Make sure you do that. Now, why do I show LinkedIn here? Well, when people come in, let me rephrase this. The population of Canada would be going down if it wasn't for immigration. There's about 300,000 people coming in a year immigrating to this country, and they're coming in with a lot of high net worths, a lot of them. And some of them are technology savvy, very sharp, very bright people, because they're trying to bring in the cream of the crop, I guess. And some of these people are connected on the internet very well. Now, in many countries around the world, they do not have organized real estate. So when they come to Canada, there is organized real estate. And as a matter of fact, not only is there organized real estate, but organized real estate here in this country has a code of ethics. It has a code of conduct. we're suggesting that LinkedIn is like your business card on the internet. That's what LinkedIn is. You should have at least filled in your LinkedIn account and put on there that you belong to the Canadian Real Estate Association. You belong to the Ontario Real Estate Association. You belong to the Toronto Real Estate Board or whatever real estate board that you're with in North America. And you can show the code of conducts. Reasons why you should work with a realtor should be on your website. It should be in your LinkedIn account. Let the people know that you've been around for a number of years, you have these codes of conduct, and now when they come, strangers to a new country, and they look you up on LinkedIn, all of a sudden they say, aha, here's a good gentleman, or lady, they've been around for a long time, they have a code of conducts, I'm going to give them a call and see if they can help me buy some real estate. So LinkedIn can actually help you do business. It can help trigger leads for your website, because what good is having a website if you have no traffic going to your website? So today's session includes how to promote your website. It's part and parcel, because your website is your business. If you get one person coming to your website and they see a listing and they feel good about calling you, you can go show that property tomorrow night at 7 o'clock and make $10,000. So this all ties in together, having some of this social media. The next one you'll see is Facebook on the screen. When you went to your last wedding, I'd like to know the number of people that attended the last wedding that you each went to. Just throw me out a number. 130.
800.
800. Wow, it takes the cake. How many? Just throw me out a number.
There wasn't a cake.
300.
300.
Yeah.
Okay, 100, 300, 400, 200. Even if it's 80, doesn't matter. The point is, I'm suggesting that each of those people at that wedding are a sphere of influence for you. This is part of your acquaintances, part of your family, extended family. What better person to deal with than a professional that they know about that's in their extended family? There's an element of trust, element of integrity, but sometimes they think, well, I don't know how well connected they are, I don't know how good a salesperson they are, I don't know this, so maybe they question that. But maybe when they go to your website and they see that you have a list of buyers, over 100 buyers for this, that, or the other thing, you've got exclusive properties that other brokers don't have, it shows how well connected you are in the marketplace if you have all of these things, searching the MLS from your website, searching exclusive listings from your website, residential, commercial, condos, everything. If you have that all on your website, it shows that your network is a powerful network of people that you can connect with to help sell property and help find property. So yeah, having Facebook, if you're talking at a wedding, you're not going to go up to people and say, I'm in real estate. You're going to be talking about family matters. So-and-so just graduated, and here's a picture of them, and, they just had a baby, and here's, those kinds of things. And then when they visit your Facebook site, you're going to have a fan page, you're going to have a link to your website. That's going to help bring traffic to your website. It's not just keywords and meta tags, which we'll go through here in a minute and click. It's also all of these other things, building your reputation in your communities for how well connected you are in the real estate business. And you can put out articles on Twitter, and you can take it up a notch even on YouTube when you want to as well. Now, I've gone through the testimonials here, and the reason I did this is people wonder, is this making money? Well, we've got people that are making all kinds of money using these kinds of services from literally all these companies. We have representatives that have made money. It's a global network, and you should feel that these people be the inspiration for you as it is for me to grow this service. I see these people making money. I see other ones not making money. I want to get those ones not making money like these people, and that's what the session today is all about. Now, one of the reasons that we're here and why it's exciting to be special right now on the internet. When I heard the internet coming back in 1990, I knew there was something special going to come, and nobody knew what it was going to be. No one knew. We just heard something was coming, supposed to be the greatest marketing medium known to man, and it seemed like it was going to cost zero, almost little or no cost. And boy, has it ever turned out swell. There's ways to connect, and we're all connecting in various different ways on the internet. And the beauty of real estate, that of all the industries that are on the internet, it is real estate. We're at the top of the heap because one piece of information, one lead, one showing can make you $10,000 to $100,000 and more. And you just need to cultivate it, how to do it, and that's what we're going to be showing you in the next 15 minutes, some of the ways that you can be doing it, in addition to what you're already doing. The other thing is, we're covering in this particular seminar business in Ontario. This works in Florida, it works in British Columbia, it works in California, it works all over the world, and that's because we are all on the internet. Now, what time are we doing? 2:58. We're coming up to 3 o'clock here in a moment. I'll just make a decision here in a moment exactly when to break. We're going to cover this very quickly. I'm going to cover the fact that just on ICI World, there's over 30,000 haves and wants, 75% exclusive. There's commercial and residential listings. I've talked to members at different real estate boards about presenting our service to have a real estate board adopted, and sometime in the future we're hopeful that we have some boards that are interested, and we're pursuing that. But properties coming for sale. I'm just going to show a brief glimpse to really get your wet your whistle on what you can do with real estate information that you are presently not doing with a real estate board, although someday we'd like to see a real estate board maybe adopt this service and start providing it. Much the same as they hire people to provide MLS services, they could theoretically hire us to do these kinds of services. I'm going to go down to something special here called keyword on our residential searches. And one of the key words here is coming for sale. Coming for sale. Who's ever heard of that before? Nobody's ever heard of this before. How can that be? Well, coming for sale. I'm going to ask in this room, how many of you think that you have a listing coming for sale in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months? Anybody here, please put up your hand if you have a listing you're thinking of coming for sale. Okay, that's about half the room. Coming for sale. When someone calls you, what's the first question they're going to ask you?
Is it available?
Is it available? What's the address? Do you give it to them?
No.
No. You tell them that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But once I get the listing signed, I will give you a call back. I expect to get it in about another 3 weeks. And once I get it, you'll be one of the first people that I give a call to. How does that sound? That's it. It's as simple as that. So that's coming for sale. You can do that with residential, big time, and that's really being used for residential now. The significance of this is that it's on the internet where there's billions of people. Any one of these can trigger a call every bit as important as an MLS ad that you have running. That's it for the moment. We're going to take a break now for high tea, 15 minutes. I'm going to cover some healthy things that we do for breakfast and a few other things during this time. I'm going to mix and mingle with you. And then we're going to start right back within 15 minutes and continue on. Question?
Gary, I just wanted to, the coming for sale thing.
Yes, sir?
I agree 100%.
Can we let everybody take a break and come on up and talk to me?
Yeah. Go for it.
Come on up. You can take a break now. And then the food, you can start, Diane. Is everything ready?
Everything's ready.
Everything's ready?
Everybody
We're
on
calling
the
it
phone.
the Internet Mississauga High Tea, which is just nothing a sandwich. And they have orange, Keiko tea, and green tea, if you like. And there's a little vegetables and some fruit there too as well. And help yourselves. Okay.
Just a fast question.
Sure.
I love the coming for sale thing, but now with the new listings, you have a commencement date. So I'm getting a lot of now the Florida people going south. Ron, I want to list my place January the 1st. So it's coming for sale.
Oh, yeah.
But I even have the listing already ready.
Yes.
Already done. Done just for that day. Boom, it's accurate. right? So I think that
leads right into it.
that would work more for a lot of people, I think, because it's coming for sale.
Let's go to the back, grab something.
Go for it. I'm gonna have an absolute commencement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But can that work in this case?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
No, excuse me, okay. I just want to make sure it's something that you cover.
Well, sorry. That's good. No kidding.
Yes.
Do you understand everything?
I'm gonna be covering that today. I'm gonna be covering that here in the beginning of tonight's session. In 15 minutes, how to Did they go around behind your back? Yeah.
Decapitation.
Did you have anything in writing? Did you have anything in writing?
And he was working, this kind of things that color, and he was such a bad thing.
Did you tell him about it?
Yeah.
That's the mistake. That's the mistake. So did you tell somebody else? Okay. That's the mistake. You're learning like hard way like always. Okay, you're learning, and that actually it's a good lesson.
Yeah.
You have to treat that money right. You know something, I gotta come back to you. Because that shows me that you're looking in the trenches in the business and you're getting deals, you're gonna make money. But you gotta now turn it away, you don't give information, you gotta protect every piece of information like a bank. Because it's just like cash. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
Did you have anything in writing?
Oh, you have it. Because he also like.
Oh, yeah, but then you have to. Did you have an agreement in writing?
Yes, with lots of information on all the agents. Grab your nature.
I hear that. I hear the situation. I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear the problem. I'm glad to hear that you're staying. Because you're getting very close.
I know. I did a reach before. So we like what we call it in the finance.
Sorry, people, stop the recording. I should have stopped the recording, and we'll be back on here momentarily after we've had our little high tea here. Hopefully you can have some at home and take a short break. I guess the recording. Okay, we're going to get back started here in a moment, but just before we do, I'm talking with Swaran Dhaliwal, and he was just giving me some stories of some of the deals he's actually done on ICI World that I didn't even realize. And Swaran, you were telling me you did one, what, about several years ago?
Well, we did one at 6 years ago, my own building, which I had on the Toronto Real Estate Board, never sold. And my own colleagues called me from ICI, and we sold within 10 days.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then you had another one just recently, 15 million, was it?
Actually, we sold a building downtown Toronto for 15 million, and it was off a lead from ICI.
There you go.
I mean, I picked it up from ICI. I went and saw the owner afterwards, because there was nothing there, and we did the deal.
Very good, very good. So this is your website, and it looks like you need the widgets from ICI
Yeah,
World.
and I need to tidy up a bit.
Okay, so that's what we're going to help you with. Okay, thanks a lot for
Okay,
sharing
you.
some of that with me, and that's in the class here at the Mississauga Real Estate Board.
Thanks.
Recording here. We're going to get started back now, and everyone can bring your drinks and meals back to your table. If you want to go up for more, by all means, help yourselves. And it's a working, I sometimes have working lunch. This is a working Mississauga Internet high tea. Is what we're doing. We do have that orange pico tea and green tea, and if we do another afternoon session, we'll do something similar. But we were getting into what is the reach, what is the market that is out there to reach people, and you'll see that right now there's 30,000 haves and wants that are on ICI World, and a lot of them are older. Now, the reason we do not delete old listings, I'm going to repeat that. We do not delete old listings. And the reason for that, mostly the commercial real estate people, they like the contacts that these old listings are. In other words, if there was a gentleman that had an old listing, whether it's expired, sold, and it happens to be in Orangeville or someplace in the GTA, and it happens to be a $3 million shopping center, sometimes the connection for that particular person is important to someone else, and it could be in this room right now. Because even though that property could be gone, the fact that that person deals in that kind of property in that area, is it possible that they have other ones in that area?
Yep.
The answer is yes. All our commercial guys are saying absolutely. This is networking. Secondly, there's three things you do with these old listings. Number one, you develop a good business relationship with every single one. If you are not developing good business relationships with every single member on this service, you are missing out. Let's follow up on the reasons for that. When you talk to someone that has an old listing, not only is it possible that they might have another listing, if the listing was sold, can it benefit you to find out how much it sold for? Secondly, or thirdly, is it possible that if you have a good relationship with that particular broker who deals in that kind of property, that maybe 3 weeks from now, all of a sudden he comes up with a property that matches exactly what your buyers are looking for? And if you have a good relationship with them, they might immediately call you back and say, let's go have some fun putting this deal together. Now, in the CCIM chapter, we did a survey one time. 65% of all the brokers that were members of the CCIM chapter had done a deal with someone else in the chapter. A lot of you could probably be doing deals with your customer, a buyer here and a seller here, even in this room, if you knew what it is that they were looking to buy and sell. which is not necessarily on a real estate board, but it's part of networking, and we're going to cover how you can network. And I had a good inquiry or a talk with someone during the break about someone that's going behind someone's back. And we're going to show you how to have control of a situation, of an exclusive situation. On ICI World, we started as a commercial information service for 19 years. But we learned how to separate. We experimented for 1 year having residential properties, $750,000 and up. But we did get some complaints from our members that they didn't like receiving the residential listings. The commercial brokers didn't want them. The residential people didn't want the commercial. Well, we learned how to separate the commercial from the residential, and every broker seems to really, really like it, because the majority of our brokers do a little bit of both. They do some of both. They're going to follow where the money goes. We had one broker sold a $1 million manufacturing business in Oshawa, sold that same gentleman a $1 million home in the Oshawa area. So you can actually be doing both. If you're not qualified or don't feel that you want to sell any commercial property and you're a residential agent, you simply do a referral. The only reason why brokers and salespeople don't do referrals is because you don't get the leads. I'm going to show you today how you can be triggering referrals. The best one I know of is a gentleman out of Peterborough, RE/MAX agent, who has done 15 referrals. That's a total of his time of 75 minutes, and he made $45,000 just doing referrals. The only reason brokers don't do referrals is because you don't get the leads. But if you have special listings on your website, the very next person that visits your website and sees one of these listings, it could be a $1 million listing in Windsor, Ontario in this case, you might not want to drive down there for that, so you can call that other broker, say, I have a lead for you, is a 25% referral commission okay with you? You could do it to that broker. You could do it to an office broker of your own company. If you're one of the major franchises, RE/MAX's, Royal LePage's, Century 21's, Home Life's, etc., Sutton Group, you can do a referral to one of your own members. You can even do referrals to people in your office. It's a lead, somebody that can be followed up with. So there's now a way to work FSBOs, assignments. Is there anybody in the room that works assignments at all? Assignments are properties that are being built, condos that are coming on stream in 1 and 2 years. It's kind of tough to kind of market those. Assignments is a key word on ICI World, and you can see them in action there. You can be marketing, buying, and selling assignments. Let's move on. Now, a lot of people don't realize that there's 2 major world databases out here. One is from the broker members, licensed real estate brokers, but the other one is from the FSBOs, and I'm going to show you both now within the next 5 minutes. When you come to the main website, you'll see that you can click on search, and you'll see the whole world kind of come up here in front of you. So yes, it's a global service. You can be dealing in properties all over the world. If you have contacts for people in the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, any place at all, you should be putting things on here. People all over the world can see this. And if somebody calls you on a property that's in another country, you're going to do a referral to someone in that country to show that property, and hopefully they're going to pay you a referral fee. That's up to you to sort of arrange that. In this particular case, you'll see there's Ontario Commercial. If I was to click on that, and you have to be a member for your information to appear, you'll see that you can click on city. If I was to click on city, and because we happen to be in Mississauga, I'm going to click on Mississauga. You'll see there's over 842 listings, and there's an exclusive banquet hall business for sale right now. Bingo. Just came on stream. How do I know? Well, if I click on that message number, there's the date. What's the date today? We happen to be December the 8th. It just came on screen. It happens to be an exclusive listing. It is not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. Now, we all belong to real estate boards. We recommend real estate boards. I've served on MLS committees. We need real estate boards, and we must always support real estate boards. But there's more information in the marketplace that you can now also make money on, and we're going to cover how to do that here momentarily. So there's an example of an exclusive listing. You will not see an address. Do you see an address anyplace there? The answer is no. So somebody has to call you to find out more information about that property. That's when you're going to put an agreement in place before showing it or before divulging the address of that particular property. There's a lot of money at stake here, people. You want to have agreements in place. If somebody comes to me and says somebody went behind my back, I'll just say, did you have an agreement in place? They say no. I can't help you. Sorry. Can't help you. Can't help you. It's hard enough to collect money even when you have agreements. We know about that too. Okay, so there's Mississauga. Now you'll notice these are just one listing at a time. This could be a button that you could put on your own website, onto your own, both on your own website, and also you could make it a button on your own little mobile phone to keep in touch with what's coming for sale in your marketplace, whatever city you're in, any place in the world. That's the city. There's another one here called keyword searching. And we were looking at banquet centers, but if somebody was interested in a banquet facility, they could click on keywords. They can click on gas stations, hotels, motels, restaurants. All kinds of things are here by keyword. And if we don't have a keyword for what it is that you're working on, just give us a call and we'll put the keyword on for you. So there's a case of anything that has the word banquet in the keyword, or pardon me, a banquet. There's the, let me spell this right. There we go, banquet. I'm spelling it wrong. There we go, banquet. There's all the messages with the word keyword banquet in it. It may or may not apply to you, but it highlights everything with the word banquet. We can do this with restaurants, hotels, motels, gas stations, daycare centers, you name it. It can be done. And you'll see how fast the information is coming up. Literally within 30 seconds, you should be able to find anything in the industry within 30 seconds using keyword searches if it's some kind of a business. Marinas, trailer parks, cafes, all kinds of things, flower shops, playgrounds for kids, you name it. Now the other thing you can do is go down a little bit further and you're going to see the wants. It's amazing that half the industry is being completely overlooked. The buyers. What are they looking for? Let's have a look at who they are and what they're doing. I'm going to start with, I'll start with shopping centers. This also exists for residential. And you'll see that everything on this page is a want. These are buyers that are looking for things. Some of our brokers have reported back to me getting a call from the owner of a building and says, you know, I'm thinking of selling my building. Can you come over and give me an idea of the price? You got to work your wants. Some of the largest sales that have been done on this service started from a want, not from a have. Judy Casimir is a very good example. She sold a $65 million, it was a $75 million office building. They kicked one out and they bought the other two for $55 million or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I really don't get into the sales. Does the editor of the Toronto Star know what's being sold out of the classified ads of his newspaper? Unless you ask somebody, you don't know. I don't know. I just heard about your sales today that you made, and I hear these stories all the time. And you're part of the inspiration for me, believe it or not. You help inspire me to help the rest of these people. All the sales that are going on.
There was three, and the third one I forgot.
Okay. Well, I would like to talk about that too, and about the third one that you failed to mention, but that's great. I am inspired by all the members on the service that are doing deals. I share this with you, and then let's try to work on helping each and every person in this room start doing deals with information. So there's a list of wants. Now, if you're competing on a listing for anything, wouldn't it be nice to show that owner a list of buyers that you're connected into? Yeah. You know, a person that's trying to sell a physical property, in a lot of cases, the reason they don't list with a realtor is they know more about the internet than some of us. They know how to put color photos and slideshow displays and mapping services with Google and move the mouse and makes things bigger and smaller and everything. They know how to do it better than us. But they are missing something big time. They're missing the network of what this all started in the beginning. And I'm going to ask a question here in the room. Does anybody know when MLS got started? Take a guess if you want. It's okay.
What about?
When did MLS get started? Anybody know? Hazard a guess.
Well, the real estate board started in 1921.
There you go. 1921 is a good guess. Anyone else?
existed before that, but I mean, it was exclusive and it was word of mouth and a for sale sign, and there wasn't any contracts. It was all done with handshakes.
There you go. Handshakes, 1921 was a good guess. And actually, that's a pretty good guess. It was actually in the 1800s. In the 1800s, some brokers got together and says, listen, if you let me sell your inventory, I will let you sell my inventory. If you let me sell your inventory, I'll let you sell my inventory. Guess what? We're doing that now with information on the internet, something that's never been done before. We're taking the haves and the wants from you, the member brokers in the industry, and you can agree or disagree on every single listing. Every single listing has a question. Will you allow your listing to be on other brokers' websites? Now, if you answer no, your listing will be on one website, basically ICI World. But if you answer yes, that listing can be on another 1,000 brokers' websites instantly. Instantly. So what's better marketing exposure? To be on one website or to be on 1,000 websites? That's the essence of what's actually started MLS, and that's what's the essence of what we're doing here today with information that you can't put on a real estate board. So I'm suggesting a service like this should be adopted by real estate boards, and we'll see if we can get some of the leaders that are going to eventually listen to this to have us come in and make a presentation. And so now you have a list of buyers. These are the wants. And you have a list of the haves. So if I clicked on shopping centers, as an example, you'll see there's over 300 shopping centers from $41 million on down. Over 90% of them are not on real estate boards. If I was to click on that, what does that say right there? Exclusive. So they're exclusive. Now, it's up to you to develop a good business relationship with him in order to find out more information about the property. And we're going to show you some of the things that you can be doing to do that. So this is information service. It's growing. You know, I had one lady stand up in the room and say, you know, is that against the law? Well, I'm going to show you what you can do according to RICO here in a moment and what you cannot do. But this is database number 1. You have to be a member to post your information. The public can see it, and the public can see it big time. But in addition to database number 1, a lot of people don't know it, but we have something else down here called database number 2. Oh boy, did I start the recording? Yes, I did. Good. Database number 2 is the FSBO area. If I was to click on the word world, these listings are coming in from the public. The public can post information on ICI World absolutely free. But the only people that can read the contact information are the members. So in other words, if you try to click on one of these, you can't. Now, if you're a member, you'll see on the left-hand side here, it says member access to FSBO area. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to click on the word world again. And bingo, there's a $14.7 million retail plaza right there. Posted by either the owner or the manager or somebody of that property. Looking for land between Niagara and Oshawa. There's a buyer looking for petrol gas stations or land that can be zoned for it. If I was to click on that, what does this question say here? Are you a broker or salesperson? The answer is no. That's an actual someone who's looking for some sites in Niagara to Oshawa area. There's a buyer. If you could post that want in database 1, somebody could end up calling you. He has limited exposure. Database 2, the only people that can see information in database number 2 are the members of our service. That's it. Database 1, I'm going to show you in a moment who can see things in database 1. So yes, you can call these people in database 2 and get their information and post it into database number 1. So that's the member database and the public database very briefly. It works for residential, works for commercial. Now, we do commercial and residential. And just to make sure people understand that there's residential here, because I have not shown it yet today, I'm just going to go right up here, and we're building this, rolling it out for the world. If you click on search, and the more information we have, we'll make it available somehow. Ontario Commercial, Ontario Businesses, in this case, we're in Mississauga, Ontario, and Ontario Residential. If you click on Ontario Residential, go down here, and if you want to see properties in Mississauga, you click on them. Bingo, there they are, all sorted by price. Go right to your price range. If it happens to be $500,000, you go there. Bingo, you're going to see a property coming for sale that is not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. You'll also see a list of wants in here. These are all wanteds. These are people looking to buy. So you can start to get a real flavor of the haves and wants in the marketplace, something that's not available on real estate boards, but it works hand in hand with real estate boards. Okay, and that'll show you all the cities, and also there's keywords. What else is happening here? Let's move on. There's about 60,000 monthly email subscribers that we send to. This is very important with the new anti-spam legislation. We've been sending it out for years and years and years, and if you've been doing that, you can continue on for 3 years, but somewhere down the road it has to be confirmed. It's sort of an inherent implied acceptance of the emails when they've been receiving them for 3, 4, or 5 years. There is a 40,000 monthly readership, and we do have statistics to show that online. You can go to ICI World About, click on statistics, and the daily information, if you put something on here, your information is emailed out to 20,000 subscribers every single day for every single one of your emails, in addition to the 40,000 monthly readership. Today there's over 18,000 pages on the internet displaying information. So when you have a FSBO who's trying to sell one property, the best way I could say how to approach them, and I'm going to ask you a question, is what percentage of for sale by owners are eventually listed or sold by licensed real estate salespeople?
99.9.
I got 99 here. Anybody else?
90%.
90%? Is there a general agreement on that? There might be some people that don't know, but we always get between 75 and 90% or more of eventually sold by licensed real estate salespeople. So even though they're trying to sell themselves, they have a problem. They have a limited network on what they're trying to do, and that's the problem. You have a network. When you post something out there, it's on thousands of places all at once, instantly. There's 18,000 pages on the internet. There's 40,000 people visiting it on a regular basis because they're looking for real estate because we built up that over a period of years. And 20,000 people will get it within 24 hours. Like it's that fast, kind of built for us. People from over 100 countries of the world, and you'll see how fast the server has been up today. Advertising that we do, there's an advertisement at the top of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, ICI World. There's another one, top of the Brampton Real Estate Board. So we're looking to try to help people get involved, taking advantage of this. Realtor Quest, we have one of the busiest booths at the show, and that's because, by the way, Realtor Quest, every single person in this room should go to Realtor Quest. Even if you're not a member of the Toronto Real Estate Board, you can go. I think it's $50 or something like that. You can still go. Nowhere can you see more products and services over a 1 or a 2 day period than if you go to this particular show called the Toronto Real Estate Board Realtor Quest. It's actually one of the largest shows in the whole world because the Toronto Real Estate Board is one of the largest boards in the whole world. And it's just a fabulous show. Our booth is very, very busy there because we make a statement that you could have a $30,000 website and it's not as powerful as the websites that we're supplying for $16 a month. And I'm going to show you, and then you be the judge after you've seen it, why it's so powerful. Let's move on. Other advertising that we're doing, the commercial investors, these are all wonderful publications. They're all trying to help you reach customers out there in the marketplace. There's cases where we've got ads in there. So they say that there are over 55,000 copies, and they say the readership is something like 2 to 1. So there's 100,000 readers. And if somebody happens to see this ad, goes to the website, and you've got a listing, bingo, they can be calling you within 30 seconds to a minute from maybe reading an ad that we're doing there. So we're helping. We're like a salesperson for each and every one of you trying to bring more traffic. And we go to the special shows that are in the marketplace. The Business Exchange runs a show where they have a couple of thousand people every year walking up and down the aisles, and we have a booth at this show and handing out brochures on the network, so get people kind of checking in on things. Again, one person, and you'll see us right on the front page, right down there at the bottom in British Columbia, right across the land. Brokers from coast to coast can advertise in these newspapers and these magazines. And they're doing a tremendous job, drop-offs in them, all kinds of inclement weather. They're putting drop-offs in real estate offices and all over the place, all to help you trigger another lead for what it is that you're trying to do, and we're right there with you. Top of the search engines, this is really going to be developed even more and more going forward, but there's a way for you to be at the top of the search engine within 48 hours. And I'm going to be showing you that hopefully here before we're finished today. But this is another way, by generating traffic off the internet. You'll see that we're at the top in all kinds of various search terms, and we're just going to move on. Now, how do we help you? Well, one of the ways we talked about widgets, and we're going to actually display now how and why widgets are absolutely inevitable. Inevitable means it's inevitable. It's just inevitable that you're going to trigger leads. I'm going to go back to ICI World and click on For Members. And on the For Members site, I'm going to go down to number 2, which is widgets. Your car will not run unless you have a spark plug in your car in the engine. You take the spark plug out, it's not going anyplace. I'm suggesting that widgets are like a spark plug for your website. I'm going to click on spark plugs, widgets, and you're going to see that we have some sample websites here that we're going to show you. These are the widgets on websites created by us, but I want to show you that we support all websites in the world, whether it's an independent, any other good website company. They're all trying to help you trigger leads off the internet. Well, guess what? Whether you're with Real Web Solutions, Web Tech Design, Income Real Estate, Web for Realty, Easy Agent, Website Box, MCS Interactive, all of these companies are there trying to help you market your products to the world. And ICI World is a simple link that can be placed on every one of these. Lorraine works full-time helping people in our office, helping every one of you install these widgets onto your website. How we do it is you order them, we email it to you, the instructions, you forward that email to your website designer and have them install it. If there's any issues, you call us back. To give in, has anybody got any one of these companies as a website?
Yes, I have.
Okay, which company?
Income.
Income. Okay, so I'm going to go to use an Income website. We have someone in the audience that has an Income website. I'm going to click on this particular one, and you're going to see their website come up, and you can recognize the design, similar type design, and you'll see Income Real Estate down here. Now, I have a question for each and every one of you. If you are introducing a product into the city of Toronto, is it better to have 1 billboard or 5 billboards? 5? Websites are like billboards. You can have more than one website. If a website is $16.50 a month, people, can you keep your existing website and still get another one if you wanted to?
Yep.
I'm not saying you have to, but if you wanted to, could you do it?
Sure.
For $16.50? And you can link the two websites together so people can visit the one, and then you'll have a link that says, please feel free to visit my other website. We got any Century 21 people here? Century 21s? They have a little button on their pages that Century 21 supplies them that says, view my additional website. You can click on that. Bingo. It can take you to this other website that is $16.50. You get one lead off of that and sell something. It just paid for 10 years of service. You should be getting leads every 90 days, people. Every one of you should be getting leads every 90 days. If you're not, I'm going to show you some solutions. So here's a website. Comes up, Income, and you'll notice there's 2 buttons on the right-hand side. One says residential, one says commercial. This is the way they installed the widgets that we supply. I'm going to click on residential. And right away you'll see that they can search MLS down here, but they could also click on residential haves and wants. So right beside the search for MLS is a button that says residential haves and wants. And when people click on it, This is what they see. And there's a statement. It says, we subscribe to a global commercial real estate broker center of haves and wants. When any of the following interest you or you wish to place your haves and wants for internet worldwide exposure, please feel free to give me a call. And there's the telephone number right there. Now, if somebody comes down here and they look at one of these cities, chances are they're going to pick a city. I'll pick Mississauga because that's where we are, but it could be Brampton, could be North York, could be any place. I'm going to click on Mississauga, and right away all these are sorted by price. So if somebody is interested in this one for $759,000, they are going to try to click on that number. People get excited. This is, if I had a drum roll and I could have a marching band come in, it would be right now. Because what does that mean? If they can't click on it, who do they have to call?
You.
They have to call you. Bingo, there's your leads that you're looking for off the internet. So they call you, and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to say, I'm interested in message number 312456. Can you help me? What are you going to say? Yes, I can help you. I will either have someone call you back or you can call them back. You get a hold of the broker that's got that listing. And you can do a referral, or you could get the information, make an appointment, go show the property, and make $21,000. It's your choice. But at least you got the lead. Question for each of you. If you do not have this on your website, do you have any chance of triggering a call like that? No. With it, the very next person that visits your website, they've got no choice because they cannot click on that message number. Okay? Now, that's for residential. Let's go back. You notice he also had another button. And you're going to say, well, I'm a residential broker. Why would I need a commercial button on my website? Well, I have a question for you. Let's say somebody goes to your website. Is it possible that they could be looking to make a little investment in some commercial or investment real estate? Sure. Yeah. That's right. But we're all on the internet. The people you sell $1 million home, they might be looking for $1 million business or something. Let's say they click on Ontario Commercial. What comes up is the same statement. We subscribe to a global commercial real estate broker center of haves and wants. When any of the following interest you, please feel free to give me a call. There's a list of wants. There's a list of the haves. If it's an apartment building, they can click on the word apartment buildings, and bingo, you have 330 apartment buildings, 90% of which are not on real estate boards, on your website in a way that bingo, nobody can click on those message numbers. That's what's making money for everyone. So it's just, that's why, now do you all agree that it is inevitable for you to get leads this way as long as you have traffic to your website? Now, another question is, if you don't have traffic to your website, are you going to get any calls? No. So in other words, there's something going on here. And here's what's going on. If you don't have these widgets on your website, but you spend $1,000 on search engine optimization, you send tons of traffic to your website, are you going to be getting leads if you have no listings? You're going to get some leads maybe because of the MLS as well. A fantastic, wonderful service that we're always going to have, and we should have. However, if you had those widgets on your website, wouldn't it make more sense to have the widgets on your website then spend money on search engine optimization? Yeah. Where you can be assured. Now, I have an issue with Google. Yes, me. I'm saying we're real estate brokers. The bottom line is, am I making any money? If I spend money with Google, $300 a month, and I do a test market campaign, $1,000 for 3 months, $300 a month, say, and they tell me, oh, you got 40,000 traffic or 20,000 clicks or whatever they're going to tell me, and I didn't get one phone call, I don't buy that. I don't know where they're getting their statistics from. I want a phone call. Do you all agree?
Yeah.
I want a phone call. Now, if I'm getting phone calls and I don't do any deals, that's up to me. I'll take responsibility for that. But I want to get the phone calls. I want to get somebody inquiring and give me a chance to do some business. Then I don't mind giving them another $300 if I'm making $5,000 or $10,000 from making a few sales. And I can see where my business is coming from. So if anybody spends money, and I'm going to be recommending, in fact, today, I'm going to give you all $100. How would you like that? I know I'm being facetious how I say it. I'm giving you all $100. All you have to do is go to Google and say, I'm a new customer. Can I have $100 free advertising? You all get it. There's a $100 tip right now. You should write it down, because in case you forget. Like me, I could forget. $100 free from Google advertising for pay-per-click. You can all get it. Is there anybody here that's ever gotten it? Who's gotten it? Okay, you've got it. 1, 2, that's it? So all of you are in line to get $100 of free advertising. Now, if you do $100 of free advertising, and somebody goes to your website, and you end up buying, you sell a home to somebody, and you make $20,000, this was another valuable reason to be in a seminar like this. Would you all agree? Okay, that's what we're talking about. This is an information service. We've been studying it for 20 years, and it's just refining itself, coming together nicely now after all this time. Reminds me of Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, a great country singer, didn't have a hit until his 19th year in the business. You think he was famous forever? No, it wasn't until his 19th year that he finally had a hit. And that's how long we've been doing this, so maybe we're going to do something with this thing. Okay, let's back out of here. Here's another thing. Let's say that somebody in your sphere of influence comes here and they click on the wants for apartment buildings. Look at the list of buyers. There's over 200 buyers of apartment buildings. This demonstrates to the people that you deal with how well connected you are in the marketplace of buyers. Do you see the name and address of the other brokers? No. The answer is no. They have to go through you. This, I suggest to you, is a very powerful listing tool. Back out of here. You'll see my haves and wants. These are his personal haves and wants. These are his listings, and of course it's his listing, so you should be able to click on that and be able to see his information. This is Eugene's listing that we see here. If we go to the business haves and wants, again, we can go down here. Would you like to have power of sales on your website? This can bring traffic to your website. Let's click on it. Let's see what comes up here. Where is it? Oh, is it? Okay, thank you. Up at the top. There it is, power of sales. Somebody comes to your website, they can click on power of sales, and there they are. There's a Brampton power of sale there, for instance. There's other ones here. Okay, so this can help bring traffic to your website. So these are the kind of things that you can have on your website. You can even have the for sale by owners from our database number 2. Watch this. If I was to click on Mississauga, bingo, there it is. Now, the very first one was a strip plaza in Mississauga for $4.7 million. That's from the owner of that property. If you get a call on that property from a qualified buyer or seller, you could end up going and double-ending that. Interesting, eh? So that's the power of what we can do with information. Compatible, as far as I'm concerned, with all other services out there. It's a compatible service. So those are the widgets from other real estate websites. And you can use web tech design. You could use all kinds of different things. You'll see this is how it works here. There's a drop-down box. People can come down here, business haves and wants, residential haves and wants. If they click on that, up comes there. If people are interested in Brampton, they can click on that. Bingo, up they come. This works for all areas of the world. I suggest it's up to the leaders of the world to kind of get it going for their area. Getting it going is always a little tricky because in the beginning, there's not as much information. It took us a long time to build up all this information from the industry. So widgets is property information. Both you can, because all brokers are members of real estate boards, they're members on ICI World, you can advertise your regular MLS listings if you wish. But I'm going to go around the room now and ask everyone how many, even if it's zero, how many listings do you have on a real estate board right now? Just throw me out a number. I'm going to go through everybody. 3, I got 3 here. How many here? How many listings on MLS? You can say 0, it's okay. If it's 0? 0? 4? 1? 1? 1? 5? 1? 3? 1? 2? Over here? 3? 2? 1. No one has over 5. To a certain extent, would you agree or disagree, you're almost all out of business? Okay. Now, I'm going to make, let me just see, I forget what my next slide is. Oh, yes, we're coming up here. I'm going to show you all how you can have 15 opportunities on the internet here, and that's the exciting part of this session today, is how you can be doing that. Let's just move on. I'm going to stay in order. Sometimes I get digress. I almost did. I want to stay on track here. Now, before we leave today, these seminars are free, and I do them free with sort of an agreement. Usually when I do them in real estate offices with a broker, I have an agreement that I can do a little 6-minute commercial on our services, and then I continue on with the education. I can actually do it within 4 to 5 minutes. If that's okay, I'm going to do a short little commercial on ICI World, what our services are, and then continue on. Is that okay with everyone? Take your book out and go to the very back of this book, of the Agent's Handbook. In the case of the people that are listening on the internet, you go to the application that is on in the notes that you see, and I'm going to actually open it up and bring it up on the screen, the application. And how much does it say a 1-year service is for ICI World on the back of the book normally? $360, which is made up of $319 for 1 year. And then in addition to the $319, there's a $41.47 HST. And that HST you actually get back, but it's still there. There it is there. Okay, and there's the $319. But when we do a seminar, we actually do a special for $240 for 1 year. So the special today is $240 at the seminar. The people that are online, you can call both Lorraine or Cecil. A number will be coming up in a minute where you can call Lorraine at 416-840-5787 or Cecil at 416-628-4313 and talk to them about the special. But I'm going to just hold off on that right now. I'm going to stop the recording for a second. To the people that are online, you can get a hold of Cecil or Lorraine at the main office, 416-840-6227, and you can talk to them about a special. Anybody that sees this after today, which we're in December of 2014, if you happen to see this recording later on, we may continue this a special for you. And when you see this, just give us a call and we'll talk to you about doing a special for you getting started if you manage to get through this far. Okay, let's go back here. All right. Before you leave, people, I ask that you all fill in the evaluation form as well. Now, the resources for everyone, both online and here, I would like you to see. The renewals was a good question by one of the people online. Renewals, people, are $319. You must know that. We've raised the price from $240 to $319. And what happened is we found that in the first, like the last few years, we've been making approximately $20 per person, believe it or not. And if that's 1,000 people, that's $20,000. And you think it's a multi-million-dollar service. What it is capable of doing is handling 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 100,000 people. That's where we're kind of going with it. So it's been long growing pains over all these years. We've had to raise it to $3.19. And that's because of the instructors that we have. That's because of call centers and marketing people and design people and graphics people and database engine people and call centers and all of this stuff that's all going on. It takes a lot of investment for all of this stuff. So we're saying if we're going to have more salespeople going around, it would have to be $480 to $600 a year. But we're saying the best salespeople for this service are you. You're the best people. So we're going to reward it a little bit. We say that we now have a sponsorship program available for all of you. If you happen to get one person to join between now and next, or whenever your renewal date comes, you get one person to join, you can renew for $240. Got that? So you don't have to, but if you don't get anyone to join, it's $319. You get one per, now, the nice thing about it is the person that you sponsor, they can join for $240 for 1 year. So if you get someone else in your office to join, it's $240 for them. They get the benefit of your membership, and you get the benefit. All you have to do is send an email that I sponsor so-and-so, and they must send an email to customerservice@iciworld.com. And if we get the emails, then your renewal will be. And the first thing another broker said, well, Gary, what happens if I get 4 more people? Well, we're going to add 3 months on to each person that you get. Theoretically, if you've got 4 people to join the service, you get a year free. Okay? It's not $1 million stuff. It's just a little, every little bit counts when it comes to having lots of people keeping the price down. But the reason we've kept the price down all these years is because it's the internet. If we can envision 2,000 and 3,000 and 4,000 people, there's enough money to keep this service going. That's the way we're kind of looking at it. Okay, so there's a PowerPoint presentation online everyone can see. There's seminar handouts, the application special. There is a recorded version that everyone can see. Now, there's the special instruction for online attendees. Just simply send an email to customer service. You can do that now at iciworld.com and request information on the special. And Cecil and Lorraine are reading those emails. They will give you a call if you leave your phone number, and you can do this year in and year out. This is a permanent program that we set up for people to kind of try to take advantage of the special. And if you see a recording on YouTube, send an email and make a call. And it's a one-time offer only, and the special is not available if you've had it once before. Okay, now, working exclusive information. This is the meat of what we're doing here today. This is your inventory on the internet. If you can have something that a relationship with a buyer or a seller, and you post that relationship, not the names, but the opportunity, and if somebody sees it, you can put an agreement in place first before showing that property or divulging information on the property, and you can make a lot of money, as you've been seeing other people do it. If you don't put an agreement in place, there's no control. So the key way to have control, we're going to show you that here in a moment. Does this stuff work? You bet. See the testimonials. I'm not going to go over that. It works for commercial real estate and people in residential real estate. It's now working big time. But you need to follow the RICO rules, and we're going to show you how that works. Has anybody ever seen this guy or know who this gentleman is? His name is Bill Gates. And I'm going to turn on my webcam because this is particularly, people can see you. Click to turn off your webcam. Okay, so people can see it. Stop, show my webcam. Okay, there's my webcam. So people have been able to see this up till now. I read a book many years back by Bill Gates. It was called At the Speed of Thought, this particular book. Whoopsie daisy, what the heck happened here? Hang on 1 second. Sorry people, it just bounced right out here. It was coming right to, here we go. Let's go back here. There it is. It was called Business at the Speed of Thought. If you can think something in your brain, and this is what we were thinking about back in 1994, and take that thought out of your brain and take that thought and put it on the internet where somebody can read it, they can relate with you. If you were selling saddles and you had a farm, somebody else that had a farm that wanted a saddle, they could give you a call. By the way, you staple your business card to the application and put in your credit card on the application that you have here. Diane, can I ask you a favor? There is some applications. Actually, you all have the applications with you. You just have to staple the business card to the application and put a credit card number there and hand it in to Diane if you're interested. Okay? Is that an application? See the application that you have? Yeah, just fill in the credit card number and staple your business card. She has a stapler. That's all you have to do. We will be calling you tomorrow and making an appointment for a 30-minute session to get you started. Okay? Any questions on that?
Special is today?
The special is we're up to 18 months.
I know for what amount?
18 months for 240. Okay? And if there's any more that join, more than those, then we'll be adding that on as well. Okay? In real estate, we have different thoughts. If you know that there's somebody that's thinking of selling, that's a thought. So if you can take that thought and put it on the internet, somebody can relate to it. And that's what this service is about. It's about thoughts when you think about it. FSBOs are thoughts. If you know of a FSBO, that's a thought. You know something's for sale by owner. Somebody told you, I'd like to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission. That's a thought. You haven't got it in writing yet. Open listings. Has a builder ever said to you, bring me a buyer, I'll build him a house, I'll pay you a commission? That's a thought. How do you take those thoughts and make them work in the real estate industry? That's what we're doing here. Expired listings. You have an MLS listing, it might have expired. It's still available. They might not want to relist with you, but if you had a buyer, they'd love to work with you. Coming for sale, that's a thought. A lot of people want to sell their properties quietly. In the case of a business, if I'm a restaurant owner, do I want everyone to know that it's for sale? It's bad for business, isn't it? So you want to do it quietly and exclusively. People, this is the essence of today's session. You definitely want to write these 3 questions down. You definitely want to write these 3 questions down. Whenever someone says, I'd like to sell my property, these are FSBOs. Everyone. But I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission. By the way, anybody that has cameras, you can come right up to the screen and take a good picture. You can stand up and come right up and take a good picture right now. This can make you a lot of money. A lot of money. You ask them the first question. Will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? Does anybody have problems with that question? Now, the interesting thing is, I've had some people who have not made money on ICI World. And I ask them, the first thing I'm going to ask them is, what are the 3 questions? So one of the people that I talked to, he says, well, I asked them, will they pay me a commission? Is that the full question? I'm going to ask again. This is important what I'm saying now. Everyone in this room has got to grasp what I'm talking about. Is that the full question? If I ask somebody, will you pay me a commission? Is that the full question? Pardon me? No. What is the full question? If I bring you a buyer. So this one gentleman who was a member of ICI World, he was saying, will you pay me a commission? They don't want to give him a commission right now for anything. The second question, will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property once I have a buyer? You know what the gentleman was asking? I use it as an example because it's helpful to all of us. He was asking, will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing? Is that the full question? No. That's why we've made it clear. He was trying to get a 48-hour exclusive listing on the spot. That's not the concept. The concept is, once I have a buyer, would you sign a 48-hour exclusive listing? Got that? You're going to get yes, people. You're going to get a yes on the first one. You're going to get a yes on the second one. And now we're going to go to a third one that nobody asks. May I have permission? May I advertise your property, but I'm going to do it without the address. I'm not going to disclose the address. That's for my own protection as well. Because if I gave the address, what could everybody else do? They could go direct to the owner. So you tell them, I'm going to advertise your property, and you give them a copy of the ad. If somebody still says no after those three, write it out. Restaurant, Mississauga, $350,000, making money. Can you identify that restaurant if you do it like that? No. So you show it. And what they're going to tell you, what brokers are telling me, they're going to say, Gary, if you do it like that, that's okay, go ahead. If that's what you need to do, if that's the tools that you need to find me a buyer, you go ahead. Just don't mention it. Now, when you get a buyer, I want to know something about them before I even tell you about it, because it could be my competition trying to find out about me. So they might want to question who your buyer is. So now you ask these three questions. And here's the reason why you ask these three questions. According to RICO, we're all licensed with the Real Estate Council of Ontario. A registrant shall not include anything in an advertisement that can reasonably be used to, and there's the key word, identify specific real estate unless the owner of the real estate has consented in writing. So if you identify a property, if you give an address, you must have the consent of the owner in writing. You must have a signed listing. Is that clear? You know, lawyers, when they go in a class like this for legal, there's right and wrong. You go wrong, you get fined, you're thrown in jail, you know, you got to pay penalties and all that stuff. The same thing is true in real estate. If you do things wrong in real estate, you can be held liable for the things that you do. So we're not lawyers, but we certainly get a lot of legal issues raised to us every single day, don't we? Easements and all of these different things that go into real estate. Why isn't that good? There we go. So when someone calls you, the first thing they usually do is they ask you for the address. Would you give it to them? If you want, you can mark that statement down. That's what you should say.
Is this on the presentation?
I'm sorry?
Is this on the presentation? On the internet?
Yep. Okay. Yep. What you answer is, you're on the phone, somebody calls you up and says, if you don't mind, I'd like to drive by the property with my colleagues and family, and if I like it, I'll call you back. You make that statement. You say, listen, in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But if it's okay with you, I can show it to you on Saturday at 12 or 1 o'clock. Come to my office, and I'll make arrangements for you to see it. Then what do you do on Friday? You go get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing and cover your shoulder. Now, if you give the address to somebody without having an agreement in place, and you come to me and say, oh, they went around behind my back, whose fault is that? It's your own. We've got witnesses in the room. Everybody knows how to. We've got 30,000 listings, 75% of them exclusive, and we're doing that with everyone. We've been doing this even before the internet in commercial real estate. Now, let's start with the first one. Mississauga restaurant, $350,000. Does that identify the restaurant? No. How many say no? How many say yes? How many don't know? The answer is it does not identify the restaurant. That could be any restaurant in Mississauga. Am I right or wrong? You can do that. Somebody calls you and they say, if you don't mind, I'd like the name of the restaurant. I want to drive by and go have a meal and see if I like it. In this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. before I show it to you or divulge any information on it. Tell everything about it except certain things, the address mostly. Now, if I said that the restaurant was at the corner of Huron, Ontario and Dundas Street, there's three answers I'm going to ask you. You either say yes or no or I don't know. How many people don't know? Am I identifying the restaurant if I say it's at the corner of Huron, Ontario and Dundas Street? How many say yes?
Yes.
Let me see some hands. How many say no? How many don't know? Okay, the answer is yes, that it does identify the property. Because someone could go to the corner of Huron, Ontario and Dundas Street, and even if there's three restaurants there, how long would it take to go talk to three restaurant owners? Half an hour. And they can immediately find which restaurant it was. The commission on businesses, that's $350,000, is how much? 10%? 10%. 10% on $350,000 is $35,000. That's enough to put some kids through a year or two of school, go travel around the world, buy a car, down payments, buy a lot of nice things. And because you told them it was in your Ontario and Dundas Street area, that $35,000 is up to them. They can immediately go down there and go talk to them themselves. Let's go to the next one. Toronto Triplex, $750,000 positive cash flow. Does that give it away? Could be any triplex. If I said it's at the corner of Ossington and Bloor next to the Pizza, does it give it away? Okay, now these are obvious ones, but I'm leading you someplace. Stay with me. Next one, Oakville, 4-bedroom, 2-story, okay. Now most owners will give you permission to advertise this way as long as the address or location of the property cannot be gleaned from the ad. How about this one here? Caledon gas station, Esso gas station in Caledon. How many people think it's giving it away? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many people don't think it's giving it away? How many people would say no? How many people don't know? Well, there's some that didn't put up their hands. The point is, it would give it away. Why?
There's only 3 gas stations in California.
There's only one Esso gas station in Caledon. That's it.
Yeah, but there's 3
There's
gas
only
stations.
one.
There's 3 gas stations, one Esso.
That's right. There's only one gas station in Caledon. So how would you advertise it? What you would say is branded. There's a good way to do it. Branded gas station, 1 hour to Toronto. How's that? Okay. How about the next one? Brantford, $30 million shopping center. Does that give it away?
Yes.
Why?
There's not many of those.
There's only one.
Only one.
Okay? So you got to be careful. If I said I had 100, here's another one, 197 unit apartment building in Cambridge, Ontario.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Am I getting some yeses?
Depends on.
Think some yes? Yes. It's possible that it gives it away. We have some brokers that are on our network, on ICI World, they have a list of every single apartment building in Ontario in their database. They can go to Cambridge and put in 197, there's 2 of them, must be that guy. They can do it within a few minutes. Interesting, eh? So, the reason I'm going through this with you is because there's a lot of money at stake here. If you're going to make $100,000, $50,000, $20,000, that's a lot of money. And you got to be careful to protect it. It's almost like you've got all the $1,000 bills, 25,000 of them right here. Would you leave the door to the bank open at night if you were to leave? You know, you don't. You got to lock up your information. You got to be a lot tighter with your information. And it has a lot to do with integrity too, because even after signing an agreement, some people can go behind your back. And you can sense whether these people are honest or not. So you got to build up a relationship with them. Now, if you have trouble getting an agreement from the owner, who can you get your agreement from?
The buyer.
A buyer. How many times have we tried to get agreements from buyers? So let me give you an example. When you go on a listing presentation, what's the longest anybody in this, I would like to hear from each of you, what's the longest you've ever spent trying to get a listing? Anybody, just throw me out some time. Trying to get, how long?
At their house?
Yeah, at their house.
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours. Anybody else? 1 to 2 hours?
But I got it.
1 to 2 to 4 hours, but he got it. I like it. I like that. Next question. What's the longest you ever tried to get a buyer-broker's agreement from anybody?
Month.
Anybody ever spend more than 5 minutes? Anybody? We're not spending enough time to show the value and the benefit of having a buyer hire you to go see something. If you had $1 million property, could you not tell them that, listen, I got a little problem with the owner on this one, but you know, what's the difference if you buy the property $1 million through me? $1 million through the owner, they pay me $50,000 commission. But what if I could get the property for $950,000 and you pay me $50,000 commission? Still $1 million. And I'll show it to you on Saturday. Only one property I'm going to show you. You agree to pay me commission on this one property on this one day. That's it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Now, if you don't like it for $950,000 or $1 million, you shouldn't even be buying it for $950,000. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. If the property's $2.1 million, you shouldn't even buy it for $2 million if it's not worth $2.1 million. It's just a matter of time before it's going to be worth 2.1. So you shouldn't let the $100,000, $50,000 stand in the way with you and a buyer. What the buyers don't want is for you to tie them up for 6 months and walk away and they never hear from you. They don't want to be tied up like that sometimes. Maybe they find something on their own and they want to deal and they want to deal with it on their own. But if you have the one property that could be good to put in someone's investment portfolio, you can get a buyer or broker's agreement. Do you not agree that if you push for it, you could try to do it? If they want to see their property bad enough, it should still be worth that $1 million, $950,000, and pay you $50,000 commission. Why is it 50 when it's only one property that you're going to see? Because you've been coming to seminars like this, spending your time studying, showing properties one after another where people don't buy, taking courses, studying, building databases, making phone calls, exploring, networking. All the while, expenses are eating away at you. They don't stop. You got to tell them that. And when it comes down to the bottom line where they say, they look to you and the commission $50,000, they say, is there anything you can do on the commission? The owner, what did the owners do to you, all of you? They all try to shave you, right? Yeah. You start telling them the stories of what you had to go through to get that one buyer. It was all the other people that you had to show, all the other people you spent time qualifying them, and then you find they're maybe not qualified, maybe for a later time. All of these meetings that you've had in offices and phone calls and everything, you let them know. You start to tell them all those stories. I would make a full documented story of all the things you go through to get that one buyer. And I'll tell you, if you have a nice long story, before you get halfway through, I'll bet you any money, say, okay, where do I sign? Because you provide, meantime, they're in Florida while you're working. Okay, let's move on. I can get passionate too about this like you guys. All right, let's move on. Okay, option 2, websites. Okay, let's move on here. Okay, we have an issue here. We're at 4:27. We're due to finish at 4:30. I'm going to do this real quick, and I was going to get to the session called How to Promote Your Website. And we've taken up more time. It's really a 6-hour presentation, I think, what we got to do to do everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get the seminar, what I was going to cover in the next hour, which we can't do. I'm going to show you where to get it. That's the best I can do under the circumstances. I'm going to go to iciworld.com, and you'll see something here called blog. Click on blog. And what does that say, people? What's that say? How to promote your website. Right there. We put it on every single month. The next one is December 19th. It's by way of a webinar online. We cannot do it here today. We can't do it. It's 4:28 right now. I'm going to go about 3 minutes, 4 minutes over. Is that okay? All right, I'm going to go 4 minutes. How to promote your website. You click on it, and right away you're going to see that this is a YouTube video. We've actually recorded a previous session. So you can see it all. It's 90 minutes long. And I can't fit it in here. I was wondering if I could try to squeeze everything in, but I'm finding in the past when I tried to squeeze too much in, it went over everybody's head. But if I go slowly, step by step, I'm learning how to teach, to tell you the truth. Okay, I'm learning, and this is better when we're going together step by step. I think it has to be 2 sessions, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon. Do you agree or no? Okay, so if you can write those in that evaluation that you see there, I would do that. What I'm going to do now, I'm not even going to do it justice, but I will get you excited about what I'm going to show you now. I said before, at the Realtor Show, we have one of the most busiest booths at the whole show. And it's because of a statement that I make that you could have a $30,000 website, and it's not as powerful as the websites that we supply for $199 per year, separately from your membership. And I'm going to show you a sample of why it's so powerful. And we're going to finish with this here in a moment. Oh, it's in my pocket. No, where did I put my phone? There it is. This is a mobile website. And I'm going to show you why it's mobile here in a moment. Let's go down to the bottom. I'm not talking about the design. I'm talking about these widgets. The first one we install is the Search MLS for you. So you can have the MLS operating from your website. We install and set this all up for you. It's definitely good to have. Number one, searching MLS from your website. You send people to your own website. Secondly, residential exclusives coming from ICI World. There it is. People want to see exclusive listings. They click on Mississauga. Bingo, if they see this home for $1 million, bingo, they have to call you. They have no choice. What else do you have on this website? Now, this is coming from a service called Point 2. Has anybody ever heard of Point 2 in the room? Yeah. We got about 3 or 4? Okay. You're going to see that all of a sudden there's color homes that are coming up here. MLS, 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 exclusive. None of you have this unless you have this website. MLS, MLS, exclusive. MLS, MLS, exclusive. These are exclusive properties. If I was to click on, say, one of these and bring it up on the screen, you can see the picture of it. But I'm going to show you one that's even better. Let's just use this one right here for the sake of argument. Right there. I'm going to click on it. And there it is coming up on the screen with a beautiful slideshow display taking place. Now, for the people that are watching this on the internet, you will not see what I'm doing. But I'm walking around the room with my Samsung Note 3 Galaxy. Oops, there we go. Click on it again. This is the mobile website that you're looking at on the screen. If I click on search on here, and I do the same thing and click on GTA homes and condos, up comes the list of properties on here. And again, I can click on one of these listings here. I'll click on this one here. And what comes up on the screen is a beautiful slideshow display. I'm going to turn it sideways. You tell me if this isn't the ultimate in marketing on the internet, when you can see gorgeous homes like this on a Samsung device, on an iPhone, on an iPad, on everything that's mobile. You tell me if this isn't fabulous. This is the ultimate, I say, the ultimate in marketing on the internet. Do you agree or disagree? Okay? Other websites are good. We're not saying they're bad. You never heard us once say they're bad. I'm saying keep all of your websites. If you go fishing, if you could put a line in here and a line in there and a line in there to try to catch a fish, that's 3 choices. You have more chance. Marketing's like fishing. It's against the law to put 3 lines in the water for fishing. You can lose your boat, your car, everything. It's against the law to have 3 lines in the water for fishing. Is it against the law for marketing? No, it's encouraged. We do it. That's right. Now, why is this website really nice and powerful? Well, it's because it also has exclusive listings. Now, point 2, this company that you see way down at the bottom here, that's from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, this company. They've helped create 300,000 real estate websites for professionals like yourself and myself. And ICI World is an official distributor of these websites. We are an official educator of these websites. We are a first line of support for these websites. When you get it from us, it's the same price, whether you get it from them for $199 or from us for $199, same price, but you get all the support from us as well as them. You get the strategies from us, plus you get all the widgets from us to put on the website. Here's the ultimate. I'm going to click on property search. People, this is one of the best assistants you can ever have. How many people here do open houses? Open houses. Okay. Get excited. The next open house that you do. What's the first question you ask everybody that comes in the room? Are you working with another real estate? And if they are, you're still nice to them. Out of 10 people coming in there, how many people are working with another realtor and how many people are not working with another realtor? How many people are not working with another realtor out of 10? Throw me a number.
8.
You got 8? Okay. 8 people not working with another realtor. Oh, this is exciting. Watch this. Watch this. You're going to take out an iPad or your computer right on the table and you say, sit down. And they'll say, what for? I say, I'm going to tell you. And then you're going to tell them to go and put in the price that they're looking for, minimum and a maximum price. You tell them what is you want residential, click on residential. Let them do it. They're better than us. Half these people are way better than us on clicking. So then they click on residential, click on specify locations, choose Ontario, choose Greater Toronto. Where are we in Peel?
Yep.
Okay, go to Peel and click on Mississauga. This website will check every single listing coming on the network. And if this property is in the price range, the area where they're looking, the website spits it out and sends it to them by email. You can program 8 customers on one weekend. Pardon me, I'm not standing near someone. This will send it out automatically. You can be doing other things, and the website is checking every listing, every second, all day long, automatically. Bingo, this should go to that customer, this one should go to there, that one should go to there. Covers the whole GTA. They can be looking any place. Tuesday, somebody gets an email from your website automatically. By the way, does MLS do this? The answer is yes, it does. The MLS will do this for you too, but only for MLS listings, not for the exclusives. Are you missing opportunities, perhaps?
Yeah.
Man. So,
that is unlimited.
I'm sorry?
That is unlimited.
Unlimited.
You can put in,
That's right. Yep. And this will automatically send them listings, and then next Tuesday somebody calls you on the phone and says, you know, I just got an email from your website. I'd like to go see this home tonight at 7 o'clock. Can you show me? Isn't that the kind of call that we love in this business? Question.
Where are they coming from? Are they coming from the ICI website?
No. There's 2 ways that they're coming from. I said before that this is from a service called Point 2. Point 2 is a company from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. They've helped create over 300,000 real estate websites for professionals like yourself. ICI World is an official distributor of these websites. You get the website through us. And we design it. We've got Lorraine. She's a fabulous tech designer. She can kick it up a notch too if you want, into splash photos going across the screen and everything. And so we are the ones that supply you the website, and we strategize. What do we put on it? Well, look at this. We have a button called residential for property searching, and we'll make a special button for you, Mississauga. If somebody else works Caledon or Markham, we'll make a special button for Markham. If you get a buyer from Muskoka, we'll put a Muskoka button on until they buy. In the meantime, people can come here and click on any one of these, and bingo, up comes properties for residential. Then you also have commercial. You're going to have commercial opportunities all down here, as you see. So, yeah, the website's pretty darn special. Now, what I'm not covering today, I'll just briefly allude to it to show you how much there is to kind of cover. We've covered this stuff here, and advertising information, widgets, websites, optimizing. We do have a pledge. I'll finalize really with this. By the way, you have an evaluation sheet. If you could start filling the evaluation sheet in now, if you don't mind. The evaluation sheet is in consideration of me coming here and doing this for you. If you don't mind filling in the evaluation sheet and give me some of your feedback, I really do appreciate it. We really do read them, and I really appreciate the opportunity to hear your feedback on how we're going. While you're doing that, we do have a pledge for everyone that does join, and we call it a pledge, not a guarantee, that as an executive member, you should not go ever longer than 90 days without doing business. Never go longer than 90 days. That's your measurement. If you're not generating leads every 90 days, you're missing something. You better call us. There's something that you're missing. I was going to cover those things that you're missing today, but we don't have time. We call it material defects. And there's things that you could easily be missing, and I can't go over them today, but they are online. And if you listen to or saw the rest of the slideshow, it would actually come to that. So you just give us a call if you're not making money. There it is. We were just coming to it. It's called Material Defects. It's under icrworld.com for members. Number 7, training and support. Click on number 5, Material Defects. We cannot get into it now. How to promote your website, we cannot get into that now, but I did give you a recording that you can see it later, and you can study it. And you can come into our workshops that we conduct once a month, live workshops on how to promote your website. You can be to the top of the search engines within 48 hours using pay-per-click. Success stories, get inspired. We give one-on-one personal assistance to each and every one of you. It's conducted by way of a webinar online. You simply book a half-an-hour appointment. It's just like a doctor's office. You make an appointment for half an hour. If you're 10 minutes late, you just lost 10 minutes. Opportunities, you bet, galore. Benefits of websites, you bet. Help you promoting websites, SEO, search engine, all about promoting websites. You can register for this month's session now. And remember, referrals. You can be doing referrals using social media, etc. If you don't have any inventory, nothing to advertise, yep, it's almost like you're out of business, but what could you do with an endless source of inventory? So your question is, where do these listings come from? They come from other brokers who have agreed to allow them to be on your website. In addition to the websites, CREA signed an agreement with Point 2 June 1 of last year called a DDF feed. How would you like that when you hand in an MLS listing, it automatically goes onto your website? Yeah. That's called a DDF feed. We set that all up for you to make it automatic. As a member in ICI World, if you go longer than 90 days without doing business, you give us a call and give us a chance to help you. Little patience with us sometimes getting through, but please, it's worth it. Our commitment. And again, if it takes longer than 5 minutes to get any of the tools operating, you should give us a call. Or the best is really to write all your questions down on a pad of paper and bring them to our little 30-minute seminar that we do. So that's it, the corporate rate. I've got, I think, 4 people that joined. Is there any more than that? That's it? Okay. The other, a lot of people were members. Are you joining as well? So that's 5. So we're going, let me see, 13. We got 15 months for the first ones, 5 people. So we got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 months. 19 months for 240. 20 months. We got 20 months here now. Are you joining? You're a little...
Yeah,
All right, 24 it is. Done. 24. I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. What do you do now? We appreciate your feedback. Make sure you fill that in. You can hand that in to Diane. There's a summary of some of the things if anybody needs a summary. But in the final analysis, merci, gracias, bendank, grazie, merci. And thanks for your participation. And most of all, thanks for the opportunity to be of service to you. I really do enjoy it. 24. Yeah, change it all to 24.
And your evaluations, they gotta write their name and everything.
No, they don't. No, just let them fill it in that way. And you just take them. If you need a receipt, you can come and talk to me, and I'll make you out a receipt.
Or this can actually be the receipt when you fax them? When you fax
Well,
them, it can be.
they like to get something in writing now, and I had a bunch of, Dan, I had the form, and I knew it's in the backseat of the car. Oh, no, it's, I had it someplace here, and I can't find it. Yeah, everybody should. Okay, just a minute. Where's the, one of these forms here? Have a look. Then all you have to do is ask for it and make an appointment. That's it. You just call and make an appointment, and there it is there. Website is free for 1 month. After 1 month, they're $199 per year. Okay? You bet. You just call the office and, in fact, give me your card and did you fill in anything here, or you're already a member, right? Okay, you just got to call and make an appointment. Okay. Here, I'll give you one of mine so you remember to call. Actually, no. You call Lorraine. She does the website. 416, mark it down. 416. You got Lorraine? You call her. She totally sets the website up for you. After you finish the website, you need a follow-up appointment. You know, if you go for an operation like a doctor, you got to have a follow-up appointment. You follow up with me. I'm the doctor of the internet, and I'm going to make sure everything's set up. Okay? So you call Lorraine. You're done. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes, I just, you say that.
I can get you a copy.
Is she calling you? Absolutely.
Yeah, just, I'm going to set up this website, right? You set up it, just call Lorraine and.
You call Lorraine. You call her. She's going to set the website up for you.
Okay, how many days will it take?
As
Sometimes.
fast as you can call her. As fast as you can call her, she'll make your own appointments.
Okay.
Okay? We got a really well organized.
And we also have us to advertise to bring in traffic.
Yes, and you know something, I wanted to cover that today, but we ran out of time. And but make sure you go to the blog and you click on it. It's a 90-minute recording, what I was going to cover here. Okay? But in addition to that, we have another seminar coming up on the 19th. On the 19th of December, register for it online.
On your website?
Yeah. You go to, as a matter of fact, you see up on the screen there? Hang on 1 second. See if you can watch the screen. It's easier. Excuse me. I'm getting a little dice. Okay. Again, if I go to ICI World, you're going to see webinars over here. See right there? I click on webinars. And when I click on webinars, what's number 2 say? Okay, I'm going to click on that. And when's the next webinar? Here. Register for it right now. Go. I'll let you do it. Go ahead. Hang on. Where is it there? Does it come up here? December 19th? Yeah, there it is. Right? Yeah. There it is. Just have to put in your first, last name, and an email. And if somebody else is going to be with you, put theirs in. You'll get the invitation.
He is my son.
What?
He is my son.
Oh, very good. Excellent.
Like you can work with.
Put both his name and both your email addresses.
Like you.
And I like to work with you.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to do. Do you live in a different place or same place?
Same place. Same place.
Okay. The reason I ask, someday you might want an appointment and you might be someplace else. I can connect all three on the internet. Okay? I look forward to working with you.
Like you.
Okay.
Like you can work with your sister. I can work with her.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll work with you too, helping to promote his website, including, I'll even do a conference call with Google, us the three together, and we'll talk to them together.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I can do a receipt, but I need a copy of the. Hang on. I'm going to give you this. I need a pen. Give me a pen. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Where, did you already give it to Diane?
Yeah.
Okay. What,
What,
by credit card?
Yeah.
You can apply score the button program.
Okay.
We have no equipment.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, I need an extra copy. I'm the copies here something. Just tear it off. I had a whole bunch of them, and they're all like in a card. You're gonna get a receipt. By the way, is there anybody who wants to process it using without putting a number on here? Because I can do it.
Stakeholders and saving, now wants to speak to Eric.
Okay. This is two
No, I'll get you.
paid by a credit card today.
Yeah.
Gary, read website, website.
The date today was
December 8th.
Can I put the date on the other one for you guys? Give me the date. I didn't put the date on.
Yes. I paid.
There you go. By the way, people, if anybody wants me to process a credit card, I actually have a way of doing it through the internet. You get a receipt within 3 minutes.
Oh, you actually, I just gave mine just
And
now.
now,
Oh yeah? Okay. Hang on 1 second. Just 1 second. I'm that fast with this stuff here.
okay, so what do we do? I paid $362 for last month for one. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Here we go. I can do it this way. It's you got your credit card? You can get it back from her and strike out her
And I'll
number.
tell him that I made his note.
In fact, let me go to the back with you.
Excuse me, Gary, this gentleman is gonna leave right now, but I made a note here that he wants to speak to you about a website, okay?
The website you join.
He joined last month.
Johnny, you call Lorraine.
Lorraine?
Call Lorraine, 416-840-6207. Watch this. You got your credit card handy?
He wants to speak to Lorraine.
Okay. Amount?
Okay, thank you.
Email address. Sorry?
Contact you.
Okay, all right, take your drive.
O-N-T-A-C-T. Diane, I want you to see this, please. Watch what I'm doing. Contact at what?
T-U-N-Y.
T-O-N-Y.
S-A-N. Sandu. S-A-N-D-H-U.
He's in here.
Yeah.
C-A-N-D-U.
No, not D-H-U. H.
D-H-U.
Can you give me the
.com. Diana, are you watching? Don't work in there. Don't look in there. Watch this. Oh, now watch this.
Chip card.
I don't think it's good. Try swiping it again.
No, but I have my lawyers on the this building is a
There it goes. Watch this. See that?
Transaction.
Oh, but no. You better read it.
issue, they'll shake your hand with you, they'll do everything that you buy your hand.
So I think we were paid it. And I'm gonna put that in again. And it was Tony at Tony Sandu? It didn't, no.
Tell something on mother. Come on,
Sand
tell
and
me.
H&U.
I've known it. It's been happening.
Is that right?
Okay, it's okay.
Is that correct?
Email?
So this number? I can try again if you want. You got another one
Email
now?
is contact at Tony Sandu. No, that's not it, it's contact at TonySandu.com.
I'll give you my, more, actually running my real estate one.
Contact C-O-N-T-A-C-T
At.
TonySandu.com.
The number
One
one
more
more
time.
This is your partner? That's me.
Now, sometimes these cards don't come out.
16 years ago, I haven't changed my,
You have to get approval.
this number is the same thing.
Request signed out. I don't know why it's not going through.
This is my website.
Is your office gonna send receipts? Fax?
Guess what? It's approved.
RES.
There you go.
That's about, okay?
Probably just internet connection.
Transaction was
Okay,
approved.
so you're getting, click OK.
Oh,
You're
so
gonna
this is
get a
paid.
copy, yeah, you mark it, paid by,
Paid by what? Credit
it's
card.
paid by, what's your email address? H.
I used to have building on a most of my building.
Okay, it's paid.
One district, so usually guys come in the no, that's
I look at receipt, yeah.
Check your mail right now, you're gonna have the receipt right now.
Oh. Oh,
Okay.
great.
And I sent you guys.
Can you see what I'm doing, Dan? So you have to go smooth like this, and then a round circle comes up. And, okay, now, this happened before.
I know.
Okay, see, it says decline, but it's probably because mobile encryption failed. I don't think it's because of the card.
Does that calculate time?
What was it again? I have a way of doing it with this mobile phone too. I had it set up. Okay, let's try it again. There it goes, that's a good sign. Request time, I did that before.
I personally haven't.
Again. We had the same thing happen. Approved.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
Click on OK. Now mark down page 3.
Okay, it says now.
That was,
Your name is.
okay, welcome aboard, and we're going to call you tomorrow. Make an appointment, and then we'll make an appointment to get together and start you off. Okay, if you have any hazard wants or anything. Oh, beautiful. Let me know. I like to hear when you get the deals.
Hopefully.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, Sean.
Okay, so you're gonna be calling them.
Oh, yeah. You make an appointment with me one-on-one. Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, you just call me back. Can you do that? Yeah. Yes. You have the first appointment with me, and then you call Lorraine. You got her number? You call her, just book the appointment. You make sure. It's free for 30 days. After that, it's $199. You have the option to keep it or not keep it. That's about my problem.
No, I want to keep it. I have, I think, internet has 1.7. Right now, I have one website with website box, and the other one I have.
Well, you can put our widgets on the wall. So keep that in mind too. So you book your appointment with Lorraine, and then make an appointment with me. She can book an appointment with me too. So, oh, you're in the database. You're in. I'll get you. I'm glad you came today. Okay. You filled in your evaluation, okay? Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'm telling you right now.
Okay, Dan. Okay, gentlemen.
Okay, Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Did you give the credit card number?
Yes, of course.
Give me a credit card. I'm going to show you something special here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Bring it out, man.
I mean,
What's your email address?
Watch this. This is.
don't go behind your
You should have my name there already. Yeah.
Okay, where's your credit card?
You can scan it?
Yep.
Did you know that we are patent holder of the security system and anti-theft thing?
Wow.
And you know what? Nobody is taking off it because no banks is on board.
Okay, watch.
Right? Yeah. It's called REAS. Real estate.
See it turning around and
Security.
around. There it is. It was approved already.
Okay.
See that? You're going to have a copy within 3 minutes. Huh?
Wonderful.
Okay?
Yeah.
Bingo, you're done. So mark it down, paid by
Okay, thank you.
process. You want to do the same? Yeah, let's do the same. Bring out his membership too.
By the way, I will need your helping hand on that, Gary, for
Yes.
the on my website. It's income one.
Yes.
Actually, the only why because I spoke to points, right?
Okay. Leanne, can you put his email address? Put his email address in here right now. You've got it. Yeah, you've got it there. Type it in there, email address.
Because they were charging extra for the IDX. Do you know that?
How much?
For point listings, they were charging extra, $5.99 for IDX.
I'm including it in my whole membership.
Okay. They were charging $5.99. That's why I can do it for them.
Okay.
I called them up as well. I said, you know what? No, it's a $5.99.
I see.
I said, $5.99 for what?
Yeah.
I said, that's an IDX is a standard from the city. I said, I can put the codes in.
That's right.
Well, why should I have to pay you guys?
I had another girl.
For max search.
They were charging her $800.
For max search.
But, you know, we're in the industry, so.
I have about 5
You
days.
see, this is like my family, this real estate.
Yeah, sure,
is
yeah.
like my family.
I have
My
about-
business family, you know?
I have about 5 websites.
Yeah. You can put the links on all of them.
What I'm going to do is link them.
Yeah, sure. You get what I have question?
Yeah.
I did.
No, it's going to go.
Wait a minute.
It's going to go to this one.
I did.
Right.
Oh, it's on the alphabet one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, a question, if we do the agricultural purchase sale on the iPad, which application mostly use? Which one?
Oh, there's a number of applications.
Which one is the best?
Well, Realtor.ca, you gotta have that.
Let's see.
Realtor.ca, that you gotta.
Just for the agricultural purchase.
Okay,
Yeah,
here,
I'll
what
go
do you do
over
now?
those with
Enter? How do you enter now?
Okay,
Process?
Realtor.ca. No. Then, is that correct?
Yeah.
Is she 53?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay, now watch, I'm gonna show everybody how you do.
Yes.
Okay, you take this card,
Ah,
the straight up at the top,
That's
and
it.
you make sure it's smooth at the top.
Maybe we should be doing it this way.
Diana,
Anytime.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, anyway, it's
there it is. Read it, Diana.
Oh, okay.
Does it say?
I'll say okay.
No.
Are you brothers and sisters?
Yeah, my sister.
Friends.
What? No.
No, it's just.
So that's it. Okay, well, that's good. Well, I enjoyed it here today with you guys. Oh, I gotta stop the recording. Oh, jeez.
What's wrong? Gary, how do we get in touch with you?
Oh, let me give you my card.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, we're gonna be calling everybody to make an appointment for you.
For the website?
I had to-
Yes?
I had to wait until you know.
Okay, people, I just gotta finish this off and stop the recording here.
$199 per year.
The website is free for 1 month.
Okay.
After that, if you want to keep it, it's $199. If you want to keep it with a credit card that you paid to the point two people.